We are opening the door before Game 21 between Hyannis and Falmouth alongside Ryan Martin and Andrew Delapiana. I'm William Rosen. Last night, Ryan, a serious affair between Harwich and Falmouth.
Yeah, William, it took 10 innings, but finally a 9-8 win for Falmouth in their first trip to White House Field this season. It was 4.5 hours of real time, though, when you account for the 75-minute rain delay with lightning as well that we saw in the 5th inning. That one was long. Now you're facing a Hyannis team that also is part of a 5-hour contest and a loss last night at home to Bourne.
Andrew, a long game, but a clutch performer for the Commodores.
Yeah, an unlikely one as well. David McCann, who's hitting sub 200 entering last night. And you heard after the game from Timmy Weiss that he was supposed to bunt in that situation. Spoiler alert, guys, he did not bunt. He hit a 2-run home run to take the lead, to give Falmouth the lead for good. And what was even better, too, was in the bottom of the 9th inning, he makes that back pick at first base to catch Tanner Marsh. Looking on that one for the Mariners, really gave him some momentum. He goes first pitch gone in the top of the 10th.
Ryan, some serious playoff implications heading into tonight's affair.
Yeah, guys, we're officially on the back half of the regular season, right? Game 21, and now you have the top two teams tied for first in the West Division between Hyannis and Falmouth, both with 21 points. The Harbor Hawks come into this one with a 9-8-3 record. Falmouth 10-9-1 on the season after the win last night at Harwich. So it's Falmouth who's tied for first in the West for the first time since 2023. An exciting one now on tap here at the Gov.
It's the Harbor Hawks and the Commodores here at the Gov momentarily.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
If you need to dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else, dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts, Milton Rents, your local source.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: 99 Restaurants, Badger Sports, The Baldwin Group, Bluebird Dennisport, Bridgewater State University, Cape Destinations. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
I'm Adrian Lopez. I'm an infielder from the University of Southern California, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Skies looking to part over Gov Fuller Field right on Main Street in Falmouth, Massachusetts. The Falmouth Commodores take on the Hyannis Harbor Hawks. Winner takes first place in the West Division in game number 21 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. Alongside Andrew Delapiana, I'm Ryan Martin right here on Cape League TV. We're just about 15 minutes away from first pitch between Falmouth and Hyannis. Before we go any further, though, we're going to talk about that win last night for Falmouth at Harwich, a 9-8 win over the defending champion Mariners. It was in no small part due to the win by Joe Sabbath, the third member of our team today. Sideline reporter William Rosen talked to Sabbath before this one. William?
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. Here with Joe Sabbath. Joe, last night you recorded your 4th save, which is the league high. How are you feeling going into this game?
Honestly, just feeling like super excited. Like the team's on a roll right now. We're really good. We're like playing as a unit, and honestly, I'm just ready to get some more wins.
The team is playing as a unit, but Easton Barrett told our Noah Nussbaum that you are actually the glue guy of this team. What is your response to Easton, and how do you feel that you bring the team together?
Honestly, I really appreciate it. Like Easton's solid up there. Like when you're on the mound, you know he's gonna get his outs. So him saying that about me is just, it's really cool. Like I'm a big people person, you know, love getting to know new people and just trying to be with the guys all the time. So I'm having a great time.
What's your favorite thing that you've done so far on or in around Falmouth?
I've been to the Falmouth Country Club, played some golf there, very nice. And the beaches are, Jersey Shore beaches are a little better, but, you know, the beaches here are pretty nice. They're nice.
Massachusetts and Jersey have the best of both worlds. You come from a school like Rhode Island. Do you feel like you have something to prove against some of your teammates who are power guys?
Yeah, I definitely think, like, since I'm at, like, a mid-major, I definitely have a lot more to prove coming here. And, you know, I feel like I'm showing that I'm meant to be here and I'm meant to play here. So I'm just going to keep doing my thing and have fun.
Sometimes the mid-majors work better, Ryan. Back to you.
Thanks so much, William. A smile there between William and Joe Sabbath. Sabbath, a Rhode Island guy, and William, of course, from Marist University. A couple of mid-major guys. We got mid-majors, we got Power 5, a lot of talent here between Hyannis and Falmouth just about to come up next on Cape League TV.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Veolia North America, Wilson Sporting Goods, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Falmouth Publishing Company, Butler Sporting Goods, Sports Fix, Margaritaville Resort Cape Cod, Sunderland Printing, Del Mar Vacation Rentals, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
I'm Adrian Lopez. I'm an infielder from the University of Southern California, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
You hear from there the USC Trojan Adrian Lopez. He's been one of the Commodores' hottest hitters so far today. It's Commodores lineup that now looks to perform in its biggest game so far this season. Falmouth Commodores versus the Hyannis Harbor Hawks here on Cape League TV alongside Andrew Delapiana. I'm Ryan Martin. Andrew, the biggest matchup so far comes for the Commodores against the Harbor Hawks. We'll tell you all about this one in just a second. But before that, it's time for in-stadium festivities with our public address announcer, William Rosen. William?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Arnie Allen Diamond at Gulf Fuller Field for tonight's Cape Cod Baseball League matchup featuring the visiting Hyannis Harbor Hawks and your Falmouth Commodores. Fans, tonight we welcome the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod. The Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod has been a trusted financial partner to residents, businesses, and nonprofits for more than a century. Dedicated to service, the Cooperative Bank offers a full suite of digital and traditional products, including fully insured savings, checking, and money market accounts, mortgages, and customized business services, all designed to help you save more and all insured by FDIC and DIF. So your deposits are 100% protected. To learn more, visit them on mycapecodbank.com or find them on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and YouTube. Let's welcome them, fans. We also invite all kids onto the field for starters and the national anthem. Kids, come join us. And now it's time to meet tonight's starting lineups. First for the visiting Hyannis Harbor Hawks. The manager of the Harbor Hawks is Mitch Carricker. Now let's meet the Harbor Hawks, leading off the right fielder from Oklahoma, number 6, Jason Walk. Batting second, the designated hitter from Michigan State, number 5, Ryan McKay. Batting third, the first baseman from UC San Diego, number 10, Gabe Camacho. Batting fourth, the catcher from the University of Tennessee, number 44, Stone Lawless. Batting fifth, the second baseman from Duke, number 12, Jeff Lugge. Batting sixth, the third baseman from Austin Peay State, number 23, Ray Velasquez. Batting seventh, the shortstop from Stanford, number 17, Charlie Bates. Batting eighth, the center fielder from Mississippi, number 3, Hayden Federico. And batting ninth, the left fielder from North Carolina, number 34, Sawyer Black. The pitcher this evening for the Harbor Hawks, a right-handed pitcher from Houston, number 28, Richie Roman. And now it's time to meet the starting lineup for your Falmouth Commodores. First off, the manager in his first season, World Series champion, Jared Saltalamacchia. Leading off, the third baseman from Cal Berkeley, number 8, Carl Schmidt. Batting second, the right fielder from the University of Maryland, number 2, Antonio Morales. Batting third, the shortstop from the University of Southern California, number 18, Adrian Lopez. Batting fourth, the center fielder from the University of Arkansas, number 3, Micah New. Batting fifth, the first baseman from Georgia Tech, number 10, Kent Schmidt. Batting sixth, the designated hitter from Georgia Tech, number 35, Ryan Zuckerman. Batting seventh, the catcher from Texas A&M, number 27, Bear Harrison. Batting eighth, the left fielder from Rutgers, number 36, Tristan Salinas. And batting ninth, the third baseman from Alabama, number 7, Justin Osterhaus. The pitcher this evening for your Commodores, a right-handed pitcher, number 23, T.J. Coates. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that if you're able to please rise and remove your hats as we honor America and those who protect our freedoms with the singing of our national anthem, sung tonight by Arden Anderson. Arden is a senior in high school from Grove City, Pennsylvania. She is a competitive figure skater and does choir, theater, and orchestra. She is also a drum major for her school's marching band. Arden comes to Cape Cod for the summers and always looked forward to seeing the Commodores play. She loves watching baseball, but can't always remember the rules. Hopefully, she remembers the lyrics to the national anthem. Whenever you're ready, Arden, let's give it a shot.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it one more time. That was fantastic. Arden Anderson. And now, fans, it's time for tonight's ceremonial first pitch. Throwing out tonight's first pitch is Eric Porter. Eric serves as Executive Vice President, Chief Financial Officer, and Treasurer for the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod. He is an accomplished financial executive with more than 2 decades of experience. He oversees the bank's budgeting and accounting. Strike there. Thank you, Eric. Eric is active in our community, and he's a long-time fan of baseball. He showed it there with that strike. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks so much, William. Back here at Gov Fuller Field in Falmouth, Massachusetts, just in time for Commodores Harbor Hawks, Game 21 of the Cape Cod Baseball League season. We now welcome you into the booth here at Gov Fuller Field at the Arnie Allen Press Box, alongside my friend Andrew Delapiana. I'm Ryan Martin, excited for this game. Andrew, a matchup of two teams sitting at 21 points in the Cape Cod Baseball League standing. That's atop the West Division right now. One of these teams is going to have to come out on top unless we see one of those rare ties.
And two very different teams right now, I should add to that. Commodores, one of the hottest teams in the league right now, winners of 8 of their last 11. Their Harbor Hawks have not been that same. They've gone 0-3-1 in their last 4 contests, and it really started a little bit earlier last week. They led 8-1 against Orleans at home. Firebird scored 7 unanswered runs to earn that tie at McKeon Park, and this team just really hasn't been the same since, and have the first place divisional matchup in this one up for grasp. Should be a lot of fun.
Certainly should be. Both these teams, again, at 21 points. That's 2 higher than the Bourne Braves. They sit at 9-10-1 with 19 points. And it's all of a sudden a highly contested West Division for Hyannis. This is a team as well that won the West Division title a year ago. They got off to a great start as June. For Hyannis, again, a team that you just mentioned has struggled as of recently. Winless in its last 4. This is what the Harbor Hawks starting 9 looks like tonight for a team that's still first in the league with a .258 overall average.
And that guy in the middle there, Ryan McKay, has been a star-studded guy. He'll DH tonight out of Michigan State. Top 5 in a lot of offensive categories, including that average at .359. Really tears the baseball off as well. 23 hits. Does a whole lot for this team. Had 3 RBIs in that loss last night. Him and Hayden Federico kind of find that middle ground for Hyannis in the middle of that lineup.
Michigan State Spartan has been great through 16 games played with Hyannis. That includes 2 games against this Falmouth Commodores team. It's Commodores team that trots out the right-hander in TJ Coates in the transfer portal after playing 12 games this past spring at Nebraska.
This will be his 3rd start. We've seen the last 2 out of the bullpen for him, and got that solid ERA just below 4. Strikeout numbers very impressive as well in that walk-to-strikeout ratio in over 16 innings pitched. We did see him coming out of the bullpen last week, so got a full week of rest before tonight's appearance against the Harbor Hawks, who are still one of the better offensive teams in the league, but have struggled at the plate as of late.
The 3rd most runs and 4th most home runs on the league. Hyannis, still a power team against, as you mentioned, TJ Coates will be looking for his 3rd school in the last 3 years. First at Cloud County Community College, then Nebraska. Now back in the transfer portal as a rising junior. Bit of a cloudy night here at Gov Fuller Field, right off of Main Street in Falmouth. Not as muggy as we saw last night at Harwich, in a game that took 4.5 hours of real time, but you see, feels a little bit hotter here now getting into the middle of July.
You definitely tell when we stepped out on the field for batting practice. A little bit muggier, a little bit humid, so ball's not going to fly out as much tonight as that wind blowing in towards center field.
Not getting much of a breeze off of Falmouth Heights Beach or down from Old Silver Beach, north just here of Main Street in Falmouth. Nearing 80 degrees. Just about to get this one off. Your umpires today, it's calling balls and strikes, Anthony Letizzo. Jeffrey Merzel is at first, and Anthony Brunetti is over at 3rd base. It's going to be a quick conversation between Brunetti and Letizio. Seems to be all set and get ready for the first pitch with Jason Walk. First Harbor Hawk due up against Coates. Coates' first offering is called strike at 6 p.m. on the dot. They are timely here at Gov Fuller Field. Quick 1-1 count to Jason Walk, the rising junior at Oklahoma. Switch hitter originally from Ackworth, Georgia. Runs inside on Walk, and making his 13th appearance with Hyannis this season, a .267 average. 2 doubles representing the only extra base hits for the rising junior. And for Coates, something that's really hurt him as of recently in those starts, he's been a bit of miscontrol with pitches. He needs to keep attacking the zone as he does early against Walk.
used that fastball very heavily, over 60% of the time. Told us before coming into the summer, the slider has to be really effective for him if he wants to be successful in this league, especially looking for that new home as well.
Takes a slip off the mound for a second, but it's a called strike 3. Oh, doesn't have to be pretty for TJ Coates, but that's strikeout number 1. Gets Jason Walk on strikes, which means this Falmouth defense doesn't have to face any ball in play with the first Harbor Hawk batter.
New outfielder Tristan Salinas, his first appearance for Falmouth, comes over after 8 games played with the Orleans Firebirds. One of the many wonky things that can work out in this league where one guy gets released, another team picks him up.
We'll see Salinas, now Rutgers Scarlet Knight, batting 8th tonight. Still on top of the first inning. Here's now Ryan McKay. We just mentioned him entering this inning. Michigan State Spartan and designated hitter today for manager Mitch Carricker, who stands as the third base coach. McKay, a Michigan native, and will be a rising junior in East Lansing this fall. Does an offer at the fastball again from Coates that you mentioned he'll use about 60% of the time. Part of a 4-pitch mix where he also has a slider, a curveball, and a changeup that goes between 82 and 86. That's the pitch he's working on, as you say, but doesn't really use it too often. 3-0 to McKay. Strike taken all the way. Former Big Ten battle between McKay, the Michigan State Spartan, and Coates. Just finished up his one and only season at the University of Nebraska. McKay drops one into left center field. It will get down for a base hit. In no man's land between the center fielder, New, and the shortstop, Lopez. A one-out single for Ryan McKay.
And that's what good hitters do. As simple as it sounds, just putting the ball in places where the defense isn't. Finds that sweet spot in between short and center.
And that average just goes up for Ryan McKay, now over 360 for 4th best on Cape Cod. Also stolen a couple of bases as Ken Schmidt holds him on there. Lefty Gabe Camacho now due up third and cracks this one into right field. Morales camps under it, pulls it down without Majeez. Now 2 gone in the first half of the game. McKay heads back to first, and the Tennessee catcher Stone Lawless now from the right side. 2 outs for Hyannis. It takes TJ Coates 12 pitches to do so. Lawless, the rising redshirt sophomore in Knoxville. Just 20 years old, originally from Oak Cross Roads, Alabama. Runner goes, throw down from Harrison. Tag applied by Schmidt, and they got him. TJ Coates smiling as he faces the minimum. Barry Harrison tosses him down at second. And the Harbor Hawks go down quietly in the top of the first. Falmouth looks to do not that in the bottom of this inning. Still early between Falmouth and Hyannis right here on Cape League TV.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Veolia North America, Wilson Sporting Goods, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Falmouth Publishing Company, Butler Sporting Goods, Sports Fix, Margaritaville Resort Cape Cod, Sunderland Printing, Del Mar Vacation Rentals, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
I'm Adrian Lopez. I'm an infielder from the University of Southern California, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
You hear from Adrian Lopez there, the USC shortstop, due up here now in the bottom of the first inning after the Harbor Hawks get retired in order thanks to the caught stealing by the catcher, Bear Harrison. Falmouth now looks to continue what's been a good couple of games with first inning offense. Here's a starting nine for first-year field manager Jared Saltzlamakia. It'll read Carl Schmidt, Antonio Morales, Adrian Lopez, as we say. Then Micah New, Ken Schmidt, Ryan Zuckerman, Bear Harrison, and Tristan Salinas before Justin Osterhaus rounds out the lineup. A couple new pieces in different spots, including Tristan Salinas making his Falmouth debut. They'll be going up against the Hyannis righty and Richie Roman, the rising junior at Houston, just turned 20 yesterday. Roman making his 5th appearance and 3rd start on Cape Cod. You see a 6.43 ERA. He was great as a reliever for the Cougars this past spring. He was 6 for 6 on save opportunities to begin the season. Kind of slid into the starting rotation after being so well out of the bullpen for Houston. You see Roman, a bigger figure, 6'4", 190. Gets started against one of the Commodores' hottest hitters, Andrew, and Carl Schmidt.
He's been phenomenal out of that leadoff spot. He's been there for about a week now and has been that great tone setter that Jared Saltzlamakia's been looking for.
Arguably his best game of 18 played so far in the summer came last night at Harwich in the 10-9 win. How about this for the California utility man in Schmidt? 3 for 5, 3 doubles. Now up to 5 doubles so far in the season. Had just 2 across his first 17 games. One of those doubles came in the leadoff spot. So where Schmidt has been a consistent fixture and has 6 leadoff hits in his last 7 games. First delivery from Roman. Called strike by home plate umpire Anthony Letizio. Six hits across his last 3 games for Carl Schmidt. Makes it impossible for Saltzlamakia to take him out of the leadoff spot. Schmidt will be a redshirt sophomore this spring at California, originally from Petaluma, California, and comes to Berkeley after a year at Texas A&M. Put off the end of the bat for Schmidt, right over to his defensive counterpart at second and Jeff Luigi for out number 1.
The right fielder from the University of Maryland, number 2, Antonio Morales.
Another game with a lefty-heavy lineup for Jared Saltzlamakia. The first of 4 today comes with Antonio Morales, the Maryland right fielder. Like Schmidt, Morales has been a utility player so far this year for Saltzlamakia. Someone who's seen some time in the middle of the infield and at the corner outfield spots. His most common position is the one he plays today in right field. 2-0 count now from the Houston righty Richie Roman, originally from Corpus Christi, Texas. 3-pitch mix at his disposal, and you'll see that fastball about 70% of the time. Heavy usage, the 2-0. Skied off the end of the bat by Morales. Slicing into foul territory, but the third baseman, Ray Velasquez, pulls it down without much hesitation. Velasquez over at third base. We mentioned Jeff Luigi at second. Here's what the other defensive position looks like for the Harbor Hawks in Game 21. You notice in the middle of the infield, no Jackson Willits, who's been a consistent fixture, batting over .330 in this Hyannis lineup. He was a 2024 Falmouth Commodore and one of 6 doors to be an all-star last year when the game was played at Gov Fuller Field. But only thing is his brother Eli could be a potential top 5 pick this weekend in the Major League Baseball draft. Willits goes back home to cheer on his younger brother, Adrian Lopez. Hits it off the end of the bat, right into left center field. First base hit, and this one for Falmouth comes with the 3-hitter, Adrian Lopez.
That'll bring up the center fielder from the University of Arkansas,
Lopez starting to really piece together good at-bats consistently. So I'm having 9-pitch walk in his first plate appearance yesterday at Harwich. Now in the same position, he gets on base with a 2-out single in time for the righty Mike Canoe. College rake on Mike Canoe, rising senior, committed to the University of Arkansas just a few days ago after a year at Marshall. Lopez goes, hit and runs on, but New gets ahead of it too early, and Lopez will have to head back towards first. And this is a Falmouth Commodores team that loves to run. 48 stolen bases on the season are 9 more than any other Cape League team, and just caught stealing 11 times. That's the second fewest on Cape Cod. A recipe for success, you'd think.
Formula will win you a lot of games.
0-2 to New. Check swing. Doesn't go around to no appeal. We've heard from field manager Jared Saltamakia. Again, talks so much about free 90s. He's got to get that tattooed somewhere the way he looks for stolen base attempts or sacrifices on this offense recently. New swings through a 1-2 pitch. First strikeout for Roman, and it strands Lopez on first. Harbor Hawks and Commodores each strand a single over at first base for a scoreless first inning. We'll see if there's more action in the second inning when we return on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly option. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Veolia North America, Wilson Sporting Goods, Yawkey Foundation, Netting Pros, Falmouth Publishing Company, Butler Sporting Goods, Sports Fix, Margaritaville Resort Cape Cod, Sunderland Printing, Del Mar Vacation Rentals, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
McCann, the catcher so far today, 0 for 3. Lefty on righty against Cooper Harrington. First pitch. Backed out by McCann. Going deep in the right field over the head of Brenny. He looks up, and this one is gone. David McCann with a 2-run home run in the top of the 10th inning. That's exactly the getting back on track that you mentioned, Andrew. It's a power we haven't seen in quite amount of games from McCann. Scores Morales. It's 9-7 Falmouth in the top of the 10th. That was all that Commodores needed going to extra innings last night against Harwich. A 9-7 win for the Falmouth in its first trip to White House Field this season. That 2-run, no doubt homer for David McCann goes over 420 feet into right field. Ends up being the game winner. Good game and a good performance now we're seeing out of the righty TJ Coates, who faces Stone Lawless for the second consecutive inning, after it was Ryan McKay who got caught stealing, going to second to end the first. Tennessee catcher goes down, no balls, 2 strikes to TJ Coates. Again, the righty and rising junior in the transfer portal after a year at Nebraska. That game last night had a little bit of everything, including a 75-minute lightning delay midway through the 5th inning. Commodores now playing in their second game in the last 18 hours.
I mean, both teams are in a tough situation tonight, where Hyannis' game last night also got into the late hours. I mean, when we were still looking at scores around the league, and to see that game still going on against Bohr, that was unbelievable.
Well, Falmouth wrapped up that game against Harwich at about 11:15. So you think, okay, with that win, Commodores move up to 21 points. Where does Hyannis rank in terms of West Division standings? Because again, if Hyannis lost that one, it would be tied. And you look and the game's still going on between Bourne and Hyannis. That ends up being a 12-6 Bravos win. So Hyannis stays at 21 points, as the Harbor Hawks were at 1 point 6 points up on any other West Division team. Now they're tied with this Falmouth Commodores squad. Check swing for Lawless. First base umpire, and Jeffrey Merzell says he does go around, make it a second strikeout for TJ Coates.
It feels like pitches 1 and 3 and 4 almost in the exact same spot in the top right corner of the zone. Really no bite from Lawless on any of them.
He'd already seen a few pitches thrown by TJ Coates before the first inning was over. Bunt attempt goes foul for Jeff Luigi. And this is TJ Coates just dotting the zone early into this appearance in his third start on Cape Cod.
We're going to showcase something he couldn't do a whole lot at Nebraska. He did get some scattered appearances, only just 8. The earned runs were the biggest thing for him, especially to go along with those 13 walks in just over 11 innings. So that command is really, really important for him this summer.
Luigi drills this one into right center field. This one will get down with ease. 1-out single for the Duke Blue Devil. Puts a runner on first for TJ Coates. You mentioned the 13 walks that Coates had across those 8 appearances at Nebraska. It was 13 walks to just 15 strikes. Not the ratio you want if you're the right-hander. Now he's giving up his second base hit of the day to Jeff Luigi. Makes another righty step to the dish. And the Austin P Rising senior Ray Velasquez. Decent lead at first for Jeff Luigi. He doesn't go, though, on the first offering to Velasquez. Sodom Velasquez again. Local product from Lowell, Massachusetts. Spent a couple years at Vanderbilt before making the move to Austin P, where this past spring he was a first-team All-ASUN selection as a junior. 1-1. Fouled back right our way towards the home plate netting. Seen Velasquez at almost every game with third base for Hyannis this season, now making his 18th appearance, for an average just over the Mendoza line at 207. One-two. Curveball can't find its way into the zone. 2-2 again from the 6'3", 220-pound right-handed pitcher in TJ Coates, Overland Park, Kansas native. Again, searching for his third school in as many years. Started with the community college route, Cloud County, and a year at Nebraska. Now looking for his third. There's a third ball to Ray Velasquez. .37 stolen bases for Hyannis on the year. That's 4th most on Cape Cod. Now going off on the pitch is Luigi. Skied into the left field there by Velasquez. It's the new piece, Tristan Salinas, who camps under it for his first putout as a Commodore. And the hit and run doesn't work out. Luigi will head back. And they'll say that it was Luigi who got to second base, didn't touch it on the way back. So it gets a double play over at first base. Some errors on the base pass for Hyannis. Makes it again Another inning in which TJ Coates unconventionally faces the minimum. Still scoreless between Hyannis and Falmouth entering the bottom of the second on Cape League TV.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
There hasn't been a ton of training when it comes to bat speed or products for players to be able to train bat speed. You can improve your bat speed and reach your goals working 10 to 15 minutes a day on this a couple of times a week. It's a no-brainer for every player.
If you can dream it, if you can cruise in it, if you can summer in it, fish from it, or take it for a day at the beach, we can protect it. The Baldwin Group, protecting the possible.
What's up? I'm Kent Schmidt, first base from Georgia Tech, and you're watching Cape League TV.
Bottom of the second, still scoreless here between Hyannis and Falmouth. A meaningful, emphatic game as you take a look at the West Division standing so far through 20 games in the 2025 season. Andrew, both these teams now tied at 21 points apiece.
And the Commodores kind of really climbing out of the bottom half of that standings. It's been Katuitt and Wareham kind of trading that 4 and 5 spot, and then the Commodores have been, hanging around looking to host a playoff game. Now to really climb themselves in and be in contention for potentially a regular season divisional championship.
I was gonna say, all of a sudden, that becomes meaningful now in the back 9 of the season. Game 21 of 40 on the regular season, and 2 recent streaks that are very different as now the Georgia Tech first baseman Kent Schmidt steps in against the Houston righty Richie Roman. Hyannis, 0-3-1 in its last 4 games. Meanwhile, in the last 11 games for Falmouth, it's 8 wins, 1 loss, and 1 tie. Check that, 8 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie. That's how the math would work. Second inning of work for Richie Roman. You saw Adrian Lopez get out with a 2-out single, but then Falmouth stranded Lopez as the cleanup hitter Mike Anu struck out. Two one now to Schmidt. Fastball. Rolled into left field, but playable for Sawyer Black. Just has to make a few steps to his left for out number 1.
The designated hitter from Georgia Tech, number 35, Ryan Zuckerman.
So the Georgia Tech Yellow Jacket, Kent Schmidt, flies out to left field, but now here's his new teammate in Atlanta. It's the designated hitter, Ryan Zuckerman. Going from ACC to ACC after 2 seasons at Pittsburgh. He'll now join a really good transfer class there at Georgia Tech for his junior campaign. James Ramsey building something special for his first spring with the Yellow Jackets. Zuckerman only 3 games played so far after being a midseason addition for the Commodores. So far he's 2 for 9. Oh, 1. Curveball drops into the zone beautifully. Zuckerman from Yardley, Pennsylvania, making his first transfer. As far as his Cape League resume goes, had his best outing yesterday at Harwich. 1 for 5, with a double as his first extra base hit, and 2 RBI on that play as well. Dropped third strike, but the throw from Stone Lawless gets over to Gabe Camacho in plenty of time. It's a second strikeout for Richie Roman.
That was a really big double at the time as well in that 4th inning where the Commodores, after they scored first, allowed 3 unanswered. And 2 runners in scoring position, and Zuckerman drives one down the left field line. That brought in 2.
Zuckerman and the outfielder from Florida, Ashton Wilson, both came in to Falmouth at about the same time. They've each pieced together some timely hits. Wilson out of the lineup today. The catcher, Bear Harrison, is not as he digs in from the right side. Harrison caught Ryan McKay stealing to end the first inning. Nice play from the Texas A&M backstop as he lofts one into right field. A couple steps left, now a couple steps right for Jason Walk, but puts up the glove for a simple out number 3. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the second for Falmouth. Still scoreless here between the Harbor Hawks and Commodores in this meaningful game between 2 of the West Division's best. We'll be right back for the top of the 3rd inning on Cape League TV.
To dig, lift, move, grade, clear, or cut, pump, weld, clean, light, and just about anything else. Dial up the rental source for the newest and the most reliable equipment in New England. Staffed with equipment and construction experts. Milton Rents, your local source.
My name's Jack Berg. I'm a left-handed pitcher currently in the transfer portal. You're watching Commodores baseball on the Cape League TV.
Falmouth fans, this summer, kids aged 5 to 8 can sign up for the Falmouth Commodores Youth Development Clinics. Live a day in the life of a Commodore and train with top college players right here at Gov Fuller Field. Register today on our website at capecodleague.com/Falmouth. It's a Falmouth Commodores team that you'd be lucky to learn from. Commodores, winners of 8 of its last 11 games, and they're scoreless now, and tied atop the West Division standings with the Hyannis Harbor Hawks team that now starts up 8-9-1 to face TJ Coates, the right-hander in the transfer portal, getting ready for his 3rd inning of work. Fix that quick. It's 7-8-9 due up for Hyannis, as it's Coates, who's unconventionally faced the minimum. Now he sees Stanford shortstop Charlie Bates.
Definitely a little strange after you give up 2 hits as well.
He's giving up a 1-out. How about this for deja vu? A 1-out single in both the 1st and 2nd inning after he got the leadoff man to strike out looking. In the 1st inning, Ryan McKay gets on, but then was caught stealing trying to take second. And then in the 2nd inning, it was the first baseman Luigi who got doubled up on the flyout by Ray Velasquez. So even with a couple singles, still TJ Coates facing the minimum. Here he goes against Bates. Bates drops one into center field. Mike Anu on the move and will catch it on the run in left and right center for the first out in the 3rd.
Maybe a little redemption, too, for Mike Anu after that first single from Ryan McKay just kind of dropped into no man's land. Covers a little bit more ground there to make the play.
Good play at center field by Mike Anu. Now here's Hyannis' center fielder, the Ole Miss rising sophomore Hayden Federico. First pitch. Fastball runs inside on Federico. And the active line for TJ Coates. He's gone 2 1/3, giving up just those 2 hits. Neither McKay nor Luigi got over to second base, though. Instead, they were caught on the base paths. 2 strikeouts as well for TJ Coates. Here he goes up against Hayden Federico, a West Monroe, Louisiana native. In 2025 All-SEC freshman team selection. Had a good first spring with the Rebels. He was the lone Rebel to make the All-SEC freshman team. After a good season under legendary coach Mike Bianco there in Mississippi. 2-1. Big swing and a miss from Federico. Federico just 19 years old after his freshman season. And the switch hitter doesn't offer out that pitch well high. One of the smaller players you'll see as well, just 5'11". Payoff from Coates is skied into right center field. It's going to be New who comes down with it again. Second put out for the new Arkansas Razorback and Micah New.
There's not been a lot of easy fly balls for these outfielders tonight. Micah New has had to charge in multiple times to even make these plays.
Again, someone who's shown they can do a little bit of everything ahead of the 2025 Major League Baseball draft this Sunday. New announcing his transfer from Marshall to Arkansas, but he is draft eligible. Expected to go through with the process, and told us he'll be home in a couple days. Spend some time with his family in Pennsylvania for what's sure to be one of the most exciting moments of his career. Swing and a miss on a second pitch strike to Sawyer Black. The UNC Tar Heel bats ninth and plays left field today for Mitch Carricker. Coates looks to get out of it. The 0-2. Just spoiled away by Black. Quick conversation between Coates and home plate umpire Anthony Letizio. For a big pitch for TJ Coates. He's looking to go 9 up, 9 down to finish off his third inning of work. That does come with a pair of singles. Some heads-up defense by the Commodores has kept it the minimum that Coates had to face. Looks to continue it here against the 9-hole hitter Black. Coates is 0-2 once more. Just upstairs. 6'1" lefty and rising sophomore in Sawyer Black. Shows some nice patience down 0-2. Again from Coates, swing and a miss. That curveball works perfectly for TJ Coates. He's officially gone 9 up, 9 down, and walks off with still zeros on the scoreboard. Falmouth looks to break into this game, entering the bottom of the third from Gov Fuller Field on Cape League TV.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we're known for our monster wins. But there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. In our game, we know that supporting local businesses and helping communities is how we all win. Because at the lottery, we're all playing for the home team. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
I'm Ben Royo, shortstop from Texas A&M, and you're watching Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Commodores fans, we appreciate you tuning in. I wanted to let you know we have one of the best nights of the Cape League season coming up this Saturday. Join the Black Dog, Safe With Us Animal Rescue, and the Falmouth Commodores for Bark in the Park night during this Saturday's game against YD. First pitch is right here at Gov Fuller Field this Saturday, July 12th at 6 p.m. You won't want to miss it. It's always one of the best days on the schedule. And credit to the marketing department with the Commodores. Always puts together some fun events. Should be a fun one coming up on Saturday against YD. Here's the first look at Tristan Salinas, the left fielder who just transferred to Rutgers, making his first start with the Commodores. It comes in the bottom of the third inning, still scoreless between Hyannis and Falmouth. Both TJ Coates for the Commodores and Richie Roman, who you see here for the Harbor Hawks, dealing early into this one. Salinas, tapper off the end of the bat into left field, and it's the left fielder Black who just camps under it. Salinas starts his Commodores tenure 0 for 1. Time for the 9-hole hitter Justin Osterhaus.
Number 7, Justin Osterhaus.
So Osterhaus from the left side. Again, the last of 4 lefties in this lineup for Jared Saltalamacchia. So the rising junior and now Alabama Crimson Tide member Justin Osterhaus, previously at Purdue Fort Wayne. He makes the transfer over after Purdue Fort Wayne announces its discontinuation of both the baseball and softball programs. Budget cut expected to save about $1 million. And for Osterhaus, now in game 17 of his Cape League tenure, a .276 average, Andrew, a piece that's really been used throughout the lineup. Now we see him back in the 9 spot today.
Yeah, it's interesting, especially with how well he's played over the last couple of games. It's been his speed that's very impressive. A couple of stolen bases over the last couple of contests as well.
You've seen him in the first third of the order, but all of a sudden you look at today's lineup, and that is about as concrete of a 1-2-3 as you'll see between Carl Schmidt, Antonio Morales, and Adrian Lopez, respectively. Mike Canu's been that cleanup guy so far as well, so that's a chalk first 4 for Saltalamacchia today. Strauss battles out 2. Here's the Michigan native. Chops it right towards the pitcher and Rowan. Picks it up slowly, throws it over to first. Camacho snags it in plenty of time for out number 2.
Back to the top of the order for your Falmouth Commodores, the second baseman from Town Berkeley, number 8, Carl Schmidt.
So a full way through the order as Rich Roman faces just 1 above the minimum so far. It was a 2-out single to Adrian Lopez in the bottom of the first inning. Lopez then stranded on first, so the card flips back over now to Carl Schmidt. Schmidt waves at a first pitch breaking ball. Again for Richie Roman, he continues to deal. He's got just that 3-pitch mix. Fastball that will top 98, but sit about 94. Slider and a changeup that can slow all the way down to 85. Look at the slider on that pitch. Goes to it again for strike 2. Schmidt at second base today. Popped out to his defensive counterpart over there, Jeff Luigi, as the first Commodores hitter tonight. Now tries to extend the bottom of the third. 0-2 with 2 outs from Roman. Slider doesn't cut in, and Schmidt has to duck out of the way.
That is such a lethal sequence of pair of sliders up and in with the fastball. Now if you're Schmidt, you got to protect that inner corner. He's already wary of it because of the inside pitch.
Schmidt doesn't look to back off, though, for the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Schmidt becomes the 3rd strikeout victim for Richie Roman. Another 0 on the board. It's 6 half innings, completely scoreless between Hyannis and Falmouth. We're a third of the way through. Still no score between the Hawks and the Commodores. We'll see what we have in store next. Top of the 4th, coming up on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community, whether you're a local business or a visitor. Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
You can make any bat feel lighter by adding a velo puck knob. Instead of having to go get a whole entirely new bat, you can simply add the puck to it. Players can use this with any bat. It's basically going to shift the weight of the bat a little bit more towards the hands. Players are able to hit the ball a lot harder just by simply adding the puck on.
I'm Michael Gillen, right-handed pitcher from Clemson, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Taking just about 40 minutes to play a third of the way through here between Hyannis and Falmouth. Top two teams in the West Division. Still scoreless through 3 innings played, and it's time for Doors Trivia. Question of the day today, David McCann hit a go-ahead home run in the 10th inning last night. Who was the last Commodore to hit a home run in the 9th inning or later? How about this? It's 4 2024 Commodores. Is it A, Henry Cook, B, Jackson Willits, the now Hyannis Harbor Hawk, C, Trent Caraway, or D, Zion Rose? And tweet out your answer by using hashtag Doors Trivia. Maybe the answer in the next half inning. Jason Walk will foul back the first pitch he sees down the right field line. A lot of good answers there, Andrew. You know, Zion Rose was signed up to join this Commodores team in 2025, now trying his hand at being very successful with Team USA down in North Carolina. I'm going to go with Trent Caraway. I believe that was C. Former Oregon State Beaver. It was great. He was a home run derby contest participant that happened right here at Gov Fuller Field. I'm going to go with Caraway.
I think the easy answer to put out there is Crook. He only played in like a handful of games or so.
So, the Virginia Tech catcher now shares a room with current Commodore David McCann. But that would have had to be the first week of the season. I don't remember the Commodores getting out to many extra inning games in the first couple weeks of June. And frankly, not much offense for the Commodores in those games. It was a slow start for Falmouth last season. Slow start for both offenses here as Jason Walk watches a first ball. 1 ball, 2 strike count now to the Oklahoma right fielder. Georgia native so far 0 for 1 with a strikeout looking. Fouls off a pitch he sees to stay alive in this count. Walk made 58 starts in 60 games he played this past season in Norman. 2 years removed from being the top infield prospect and top 35 overall recruit in Georgia. Home plate umpire Anthony Letizia will reclaim his spot behind the catcher Harrison for the 1-2. Check swing from Walk, an appeal over, but third base umpire Anthony Brunetti says he held up. Coates is 2-2. He is grounded over to the second baseman. Picked up there by Schmidt and throws over to Schmidt. No relation between Carl, the second baseman, and Kent, the first baseman. But the duo works out for out number 1 in the top of the 4th.
And I think the point too about it as well with TJ Coates is these haven't been long at bats as well. It's been 2-3 pitches, short little contact. Haven't seen a lot of hard hit balls as of late.
McKay gets that one off the end of the bat. Slicing foul in front of the left fielder in Tristan Salinas. How about him getting his introduction to the road, the gravel that goes on both foul lines. He pulls down out number 2 in foul territory. Now takes TJ Coates 51 pitches to record 11 consecutive outs to start this outing. It's been 11 up, 11 down for Hyannis. Again, this is a Harbor Hawks team that led the league with a .258 average coming into today. First pitch taken inside by the UC San Diego first baseman Gabe Camacho. Chopper by Camacho right over to the pitcher Coates. He'll take it himself and throw it over. Make it 12 up, 12 down, and 4 innings of work for TJ Coates. You can't ask for any better for the righty looking for a home in the transfer portal. Entering the bottom of the 4th, Commodores look for the first score in this one. You're listening and watching to Cape League Baseball on Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. with more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
I'm Trevor Baumler, right-handed pitcher from TCU, and you're watching Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Bottom of the fourth inning from Gov Fuller Field. Still scoreless here between Hyannis and Falmouth. And unfortunately, we have the answer to Doors Trivia. I say unfortunately because we know that both of us got this one wrong for Doors Trivia. You see the answer right there. It's D. Zion Rose. He was the last Commodore before David McCann to hit a home run in the 9th inning or later. Credit to our producer, Dan Papillo. Doesn't get us very often. Gets us on one of these trivia questions, especially about a recent door and Louisville's Zion Rose.
I think this wrong answer should hit you a little bit harder.
Yeah,
you were here last year, too.
Hand up accountability on this one for Zion Rose. It was one of 3 homers that Rose hit through 19 games played with the Commodores last season. Homered on June 23rd, actually against Harwich as well, to cut the Mariners lead to 10-8. And the only other Commodore to hit a homer in the 9th or later was Henry Cook. It just came before Rose's. Here's Antonio Morales. Grounder on the right side to the first baseman Camacho. Throws over to pitcher and Roman. And we'll say it beat Morales to the bag. Called there by first base umpire Anthony Brunetti.
That's a really nice play to the right of Camacho. And even some speed from Richie Roman as well. That's not an easy guy to beat out in a foot race. Do it on your offhand as well, where your momentum's taking you back to our home plate.
Morales, one of the faster players for the Commodores so far this season. We've seen him on the base paths where he's got 7 stolen bases to his credit. Hit a hard 90 there to try to beat out the play to first. Now Adrian Lopez steps back in. The shortstop has the lone hit so far today for Falmouth. Lone blemish for Richie Roman. So it's Falmouth's TJ Coates who's faced the minimum. The right-hander has gone 12 up, 12 down, while allowing a pair of singles to the Harbor Hawks lineup. And now it's been just one batter who's gotten on base for Falmouth against Richie Roman. It was Lopez. 0-1. Swing and a miss outside for the shortstop.
And really, too, with Roman. Last couple of games, especially last night, the way Freddie Rodriguez was pitching to these Commodores hitters, it was a lot of inside looking to jam them, and these hitters would just pull it into that respective direction. But Roman is doing a good job of staying away.
One goes high on Lopez. The California man through and through, who celebrated his 21st birthday this past Monday, just a couple days ago. Originally from Baldwin Park, California. Did a year at Long Beach State before going to LA and being a USC Trojan this past spring. Now will be a rising junior. 1-2. Slider just inside on Lopez. Macho looks for his 4th strikeout. Here's the 2-2 to Lopez. Upstairs again. It's the patience that we've come to know from Adrian Lopez in the righty box.
And when you watch his discipline from even just the start of this summer to getting to this halfway point, it has increased tremendously. It's not like it was awful either at USC. but still.
Lopez had 19 walks across 54 games with the Trojans this past spring. Now has 10 walks to just 9 strikeouts in 14 games played.
That biggest differential, though, did come with 42 strikeouts to those 18 walks.
Okay, 2 strikeouts right here at Gov Fuller Field on Saturday. Hasn't been punched out Fuller Field on Saturday. Hasn't been punched out across the last 2 appearances. Roman's payoff. Called strike 3 on Lopez. He knew it the whole way. The changeup goes down to 86. It's the 4th strikeout for Richie Roman. It's the first time that the rising junior at Houston and right-handed pitcher Roman gets Commodore batter to strike out looking. He's got 3 strikeouts swinging, though. The first one was to Micah New. Here's New for the 2nd time. Micah New, one of the hottest hitters, if not the hottest hitter on Cape Cod. A .355 average now. In 20 games played, he's seen action in 20 of 21 for the Commodores. Leads the Cape League with 7 home runs. Also top on Cape Cod in slugging. OPS, also his 20 runs scored and 27 hits are the most by any batter. Camacho looks to hit New to now strike out to end an inning. Would be the 2nd time that's happened. New's K ended the 1st inning. Now with 1 more strike would end the 4th. Camacho's 1-2. Another called strike 3. Freezes Micah New, make it 10 consecutive Falmouth batters retired by Richie Roman. We're in a pitcher's duel here between the top 2 teams in the West Division. Scoreless through 4 from Gov Fuller Field, entering the top of the 5th on Cape League TV.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Cape Cod 5 is proud to be the official banking partner of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Cape Cod 5 offers a broad range of financial products and services tailored for every stage in your financial journey. Reach out to us. We're here to help.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: Cape Space, Cape Cod 5, Cisco Brewers, Cape Cod Healthcare, Hampton Inn, Franklin Sports, Highline Cruises, Jersey Mike's, and of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
I'm Trevor Baumler, right-handed pitcher from TCU, and you're watching Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Day turns tonight from Gov Fuller Field right off of Main Street in Falmouth, Massachusetts. Commodores 0, Harborhawks 0 entering the top of the 5th right here on Cape League TV. Alongside Andrew Delapiana, I'm Ryan Martin, welcoming you back in and saying we appreciate you spending your Wednesday night with us and watching what TJ Coates has been doing. The right-handed pitcher, just finishing up his sophomore year at Nebraska and now in the transfer portal, has set down 12 consecutive Harborhawk batters to begin this appearance. He's faced the minimum, so it's 4, 5, and 6, starting with Stone Lawless to get us going in the 5th. Tennessee catcher will reach on base again. It's a leadoff single for Stone Lawless. Comes the 3rd single in this game for Hyannis. But Andrew, we've seen that doesn't necessarily mean that TJ Coates will have to face more than the minimum with this Commodores defense behind him.
Yeah, he's got good help from his defense. Caught stealing back in the 1st inning after that one-out single by Ryan McKay. And then that awkward double play where Jeff Lugge got fooled on. He thought it was a ground ball to short. Lopez did a great job of faking him out on the fly ball out to left, and he didn't touch second as he was trying to round.
Leadoff single for Lawless after the strikeout by the Tennessee catcher in the second inning. Now a first pitch strike to the Duke second baseman, Jeff Luigi. Luigi, originally from Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. That hometown sounds familiar. It's the same hometown as Commodore center fielder Micah New. We talked to New about it, and he says, yeah, I know Luigi. We grew up about 5 minutes away from each other and have been playing baseball since they were young together. He says that Luigi, who's only 19 years old and a rising sophomore at Duke, a bit younger than the 21-year-old Arkansas Razorback Micah New. They would say that New played in what they called the majors division of Little League Baseball, and Luigi played in the minors division, but Luigi was always so good that he'd play up with New at the majors level. Two Pennsylvania guys, Luigi coming from Mechanicsburg area high school, but New went to Trinity High School. 0-2. Call strike 3 on Luigi. Make it a fourth strikeout for TJ Coates. Big first out now in the top of the fifth.
With TJ Coates squeezing into this fifth inning, it'll be interesting to see how long he goes in this one. We've talked about a number of times. These starters only usually go about 4, maybe 5 innings, if that.
Nubbed off the end of the bat by Ray Velasquez. TJ Coates gets it himself, tossed over to first base. But on the play, it is Stone Lawless who advances from first to second.
And pitch count's only at 58 so far, and he's 1 out away from going scoreless through 5.
Yep. How about this? We do see the first base runner into scoring position for either team in this game, though. As on the ground out by Ray Velasquez, Stone Lawless again gets over to second base. First time Adrian Lopez has had a partner to talk there.
Also some action, too, in the Commodores' bullpen.
So here's Charlie Bates, the Stanford shortstop, lined out to New in center field to begin the third. She's a first pitch run inside. Mentioned to be the longest appearance for TJ Coates already that we've seen on his 5th appearance on Cape Cod and 3rd start. Faced the minimum across the first 4 innings. Now he's got action on the base pass with Stone Lawless at second. There's a bit of pressure, as you say, in the Commodores' bullpen. It's newly signed Commodore Jaden Widewoda, the rising senior at Holy Cross. Looks like he's set to make his Cape League debut. We'll have more on the Patriot League Pitcher of the Year this past spring, should he come in. How about this one? Hit the other way on the ground by Charlie Bates. It's Lawless who gets the throw with a turnaround third. He slides in safely, and on the play, it's Bates who advances up to second base. This game, scoreless no more. 2-out run driven in by Charlie Bates, who now stands at second. It's 1-0 Hyannis in the top of the 5th.
This is just a good brand of situational hitting. Hasn't been a lot of great contact from the Harbor Hawks today, not even on that swing as well. Just find some open space in the 5.5 hole.
Will go down as a single for Charlie Bates and advance to second after the throw from the left fielder Salinas came home. Bit of a play. Harrison couldn't get to it, and then an awkward slide from Lawless to be the first run in this game. Here's Hayden Federico. Up is the first pitch he sees. Slowly over to the third baseman, Osterhaus. Tough play, across the diamond, and it's Federico who beats it out. Make it back-to-back singles for this Hyannis lineup against TJ Coates. It's weak contact again induced by TJ Coates, which can sometimes hurt the defenders behind you, as you saw there, both with the left fielder Salinas and then the third baseman Osterhaus.
Coates definitely has to be careful too, as there's a meeting with Todd Carroll, pitching coach for Falmouth. Is you just don't want it to be one of those innings where it kind of spirals out of control. That's kind of happened with Falmouth a couple times this season, where you get to that elusive second out, and all you need is just one more to finish the job.
How about Todd Carroll? Again, first-year pitching coach for the Commodores. As his right hand just draped over TJ Coates' left shoulder. That's what he does when he comes out of the Commodores' dugout. Traditionally won't be the guy to pull his pitchers, but just settles in so much confidence after just finishing his 13th season at MIT. Pitching coach there with the Engineers as well. You think about last night too, what Easton Barrett did, the starter at Harwich. After that pitching mound meeting with Carroll, he was a completely different arm.
Pretty bad in the first 2 innings, but I believe it was only after he got that first out that Todd Carroll went out to approach him, and then he came out for his final 2 innings on the appearance and was phenomenal.
Really a different pitcher and battled through a 3-run bottom of the first inning for the defending champion Harwich Mariners. Now it's Coates facing some pressure in the 5th. Big first pitch strike on the changeup to Sawyer Blank. So 1 run already in with Stone Lawless, the first of 3 hits in this half inning for Hyannis. Bates and Federico have gotten hits back-to-back. Federico takes off from first to second. This one skied in the air by Sawyer Black. The right fielder Morales looks up, but this one is gone. A 3-run home run for the 9-hole hitter Sawyer Black. And after TJ Coates faces the minimum through the first 4 innings of play, he's now given up 4 runs in the top of the 5th. It's 4-0 Hyannis.
Feels eerily similar to the last time these 2 teams met out at McKeon Park, where Falmouth got 2 outs in the bottom of the 2nd. Hyannis struck for 5 runs. And eventually the flag delay got him the victory in that one, but almost the same story here.
Black grounds it over to the second baseman Schmidt. Plenty of time for out number 3, but some damage done in the top of the 5th. The first homer on Cape Cod for the North Carolina Tar Heel Sawyer Black scores 3 of the 4 runs that Hyannis plates in the top of the 5th inning. All of a sudden, it's some cushion for the Harbor Hawks entering the bottom of the 5th, where Andrew Delapiano will talk to you next on Cape League TV.
Get ready for big results with our small machines. With more power, performance, comfort, and savings. They're ready for every job. And we're ready with plenty of inventory, the best support in the business, same-day parts availability, and locations across the Northeast. So you can always be ready to work. Milton Cat, always ready.
Hi, I'm Coleman Mizell, outfielder from Alabama, and you're watching Commodores Baseball on Cape TV.
Enjoy all the action of the Cape Cod Baseball League by downloading the Cape League TV app on your mobile device and favorite TV streaming platform. You can now watch the doors on your favorite Roku, Apple TV, Amazon Fire TV, and Android TV as well. Cape League TV provides live and on-demand coverage of all games and featured content from the nation's best summer collegiate baseball league. Get in the game with Cape League TV. Well, the Harbor Hawks well into this one. A 4-0 lead as we go to the bottom of the 4th. 3-run jack by Sawyer Black in the last half inning.
Really good top of the 5th inning there by Hyannis, as you mentioned. It was all about the 3-run homer that Black launched.
Richie Roman still out there for the Harbor Hawks. First to meet him in this frame is Kent Schmidt, who has been masterful so far in his 4 innings. Just 1 hit allowed, 5 strikeouts. Did go 5 innings in his last appearance last week against YD. Gave up just 3 hits and 2 earned runs. Good take from Schmidt below the knees. He's 0 for 1 with a fly out to left field. Only hitting this one for the Commodores, coming back in the 1st. 2-out single thanks to Adrian Lopez. At this point in the game last night, Ryan, Commodores already had 10 hits in that victory to the Mariners.
And that was a potent offense that we were used to seeing from the Commodores. Haven't seen it much in this game. Falmouth winners of 8 of its last 11 games, and it's because of that offense that's really sparked things.
Especially against some good pitching last night, too. Harwich had the #1 ERA entering last night, and Hyannis just allows over about 4 runs per game. As it's a leadoff walk for Kent Schmidt to begin the bottom of the 5th.
The designated hitter from Georgia Tech,
The first player to reach base safely since Lopez. So after the Harbor Hawks had a little bit of 2-out magic of their own, Commodores looking to avoid that point and strike nice and early in this frame. Here's Ryan Zuckerman. Goes after the first one, pokes it out to right field. Tough play for a walk, and it drops in front of him for a base hit. Schmidt up to second on the slide, and the first 2 have reached for the Commodores for the first time tonight.
Georgia Tech coach James Ramsey will be happy to see that to begin the bottom of the 5th. A couple of Yellow Jackets get on base now, and Schmidt walking, and then a single for Ryan Zuckerman. Like the contact to the opposite part of the field for Zuckerman, who we've seen hit down the line so far in a small sample size since getting to the Commodores.
He roped that 2-run double down the left field line last night in the victory. Runners at first and second, nobody gone for Bear Harrison. He is not a Georgia Tech guy. Just 1 hit allowed through 4 innings for Roman, and 2 allowed in this frame. Harrison looks at the first one upstairs. And a 4-game hit streak broken on Thursday before going 1 for 4 on Saturday against the Capemen. Did not play Sunday or last night. It's been tough fighting for playing time between the 3 of him, Quattrani, and McCann. And of course, after McCann's heroics last night, it'll be tough to keep him out of the lineup in the coming days if you're Jared Saltelmacchio.
Yeah, you can say that both Harrison and Quattrani have been streaky, and then it's McCann who hasn't even had the hits to say he's streaky, but comes through with the 10th inning 2-run homer last night.
Harrison's average just above 200, McCann a shade below it, and Quattrani kind of right in the middle there. So all 3 bats haven't been phenomenal between those 3, but defensively, they've held up their own. Bear Harrison had the caught stealing a little bit earlier today.
I say exactly right, and then the back pick by McCann in the 9th inning, that was a game changer defensively for the Commodores at White House Field last night.
Absolutely was. Hitters count for Bear Harrison, 3 balls, 1 strike. Meeting number 3 of the season between these 2 teams. First 2 results went to the Harbor Hawks. Those coming in late June. They'll meet 2 more times after this one. Harrison fights it back, full count. Schmidt at second, Zuckerman at first. Still nobody gone the bottom of the 5th. Harbor Hawks in front of the Commodores, 4-0 in the bottom of the 5th. Infield at double play depth. Payoff pitch. It's a breaking ball. Harrison elevates it to the shortstop. Bates infield fly rule in effect, and he'll haul it in anyways for out number 1. Here's the 8-hitter in the Commodores lineup, Tristan Salinas, making his Commodores debut. 8 games for the Firebirds. He only hit 133 after a phenomenal freshman season at North Greenville, a Division II school in North Carolina. His numbers are off the charts his freshman season. Hit over 340, started almost every single game, had 51 RBIs. Didn't get off to the hottest of starts with the Firebirds, looking to change his fortune here in the West Division. There's Salinas on the ground, first base side, corralled by Camacho. He'll step on the bag for out number 2. Runners advance up to second and third in a big spot for the 9-hitter Justin Osterhaus.
Yeah, you mentioned the slow start that Salinas got off to with Orleans. Only 2 hits. One did come against the Commodores in that first week 14-5 win for Falmouth. A couple of outs to begin his Falmouth tenure. Here's Justin Osterhaus, who's swung a really good bat from the left side at the Gov recently. Now in a big position with Falmouth in a hole.
Did have those 3 RBIs in the Saturday victory here against the Gatemen. Looking to come through once more. Try to cut this lead in half. Goes after the first one and fouled on the first base side. Osterhaus, someone who put his name in the transfer portal as soon as it opened in early June, committed to Bama just about a week into the 6th month of the calendar year. Mentioned a little bit earlier, he's been all over the lineup for Falmouth. He's in the 9th spot today. Fastball, swing and a miss.
We talked about the positional versatility for a couple of these Commodores players. Osterhaus' name is right there as well. Seeing him at third today, we've seen him in the outfield as well, and at second base. Will be a nice piece for Rob Vaughn in Alabama. He was the first position player that the Crimson Tide grabbed out of the portal this cycle.
Good God grab. 0-2. Way outside, gets past Lawless. And here comes the run home, and he scores. Kent Schmidt comes to score on the wild pitch. And the Commodores are on the board. It's 4-1 in the bottom of the 5th.
Again, the wise words from field manager Jared Saltzlamakia. Free 90s, you take them when you can get them. The wild pitch, 95 miles an hour from the righty in Roman. That one actually bounced off pretty quickly from the backstop, so Ken Schmidt thought he might be caught there. The catcher Lawless couldn't get it to Roman in time, though. I like no hesitation, though, even when he noticing it was going to be a close play by Schmidt to come home.
First real mistake from Richie Roman in this one. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Osterhaus stays alive. He was part of a pretty big turnaround this year at Purdue Fort Wayne, where they went 11-42 in the spring of 2024. Made their way up into the number 3 seed in the Horizon League tournament. That was won by Wright State, who made some noise. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Osterhaus. Zuckerman, the runner, on third.
We've had that debate before. Is that the best game ever by a college baseball player? 4 home runs, Grand Slam and winning pitcher by Osterhaus.
It's definitely in the conversation. Osterhaus said before this season when we talked to him, he doesn't even remember that game. Fully blacked out. 2-2. Slider and a swinging strike 3 for number 5 for Richie Roman. And he strands the runner at third. But one comes across for the Commodores in the bottom of the 5th. We move on to the 6th. Harbor Hawks in front of the Doors, 4-1 here on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic clam shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly options. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, president of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team, the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
I'm Adrian Lopez. I'm an infielder from the University of Southern California, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Fans
Top 6 here from Go Fuller Field. The Harborhawks in front of the Commodores 4-1 as we go to the top half of this frame. New pitcher out there for the Commodores making his Cape League debut. The rising senior from Holy Cross, Jaden Waiwoda. 2 summers in Bristol the past 2 years. Was recently the Patriot League Pitcher of the Year. Was more so of a starter with the Crusaders. We talked about a couple times that Jared Saltamakia likes to use guys in different roles. That'll be the case here for the rising senior.
Yeah, sub-4 ERA for Waiwoda. Through a good amount of work. Over 80 innings pitched. Got to meet him the other day during that 75-minute rain delay at Harwich. Good guy to meet, the rising senior at Holy Cross, who you mentioned did spend the last 2 summers loving his time, he said, with the Bristol Blues in the New England Collegiate Baseball League. Got to live at home, where he was about 35 minutes away from his hometown of Milton, Connecticut. Now he's made that jump up, though, to Cape Cod League Baseball.
And well-deservedly so. 79 strikeouts in 84 innings this past spring against a competitive Patriot League where Holy Cross won and at the NCAA tournament for the first time this decade. 2-3-4 due up, starting with Ryan McKay. One of the most dangerous bats on Cape Cod. A 1-for-2 effort so far today. And he'll get that .359 average up just a little bit more. Field on the backhand by Schmidt, and he makes the play.
The first baseman for Hyannis from UC San Diego, number 10, Gabe Camacho.
It's the first one that Waiwoda sees. He retires. Another lefty steps in, and Gabe Camacho. Bounces away for Harrison from ball 1. A spectacular sophomore season at UC San Diego, all Big West first team. Also was a star in the classroom as well, had above a 3.6 grade point average, where he's majoring in international business. And he used that to his advantage because being from California and likes to travel around the world, also speaks Spanish as well. Taken outside. 3 balls, no strikes. He is 0 for 2 in tonight's ball game. A fly out and a bounce out. Takes this one all the way for a called strike.
Made a couple of smart plays as well. Mentioned the CSC Academic All-District team. A couple instances where he could have thrown over to second, instead takes himself for the easy play at first. Been par from the course recently at the Gov, where we've seen a good amount of errors by both the Commodores and opposing teams here.
About 7 the other night for Wareham. And then going to Chatham on Sunday, both teams had 4. Things have cleaned up defensively just a little bit. Though you are so far yet to see a 0 on either side of the error column on the scoreboard. But Hyannis, they have the worst fielding percentage entering tonight. Second most errors at 26. Swing and a miss from Stone Lawless on the check swing. Lawless, the rising redshirt sophomore from Tennessee. Just his 6th game on Cape Cod. Right down the heart of the plate. Went to Knoxville after a couple offers from another big school in the SEC in Auburn. Also got offered by the Duke Blue Devils. Runner takes off. It's outside. Harrison couldn't control the pitch. It's a stolen base for Camacho. Another runner in scoring position for the Harborhawks.
That was a good jump both by Camacho to swipe second. I thought it was a good jump from the catcher and Harrison. Just couldn't control the breaking ball that came in at 77 from Waiwoda. It was the second stolen base for Gabe Camacho in as many attempts.
Slider tails outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Camacho the runner on second. 1 gone in the top of the 6th. Harborhawks in front 4-1. Inside, grounded to Lopez at short. Fields on a couple of hops. And there are 2 outs. Camacho advances up to third, and that's where Falmouth found itself a couple of problems last inning with 2 outs. Harborhawks got 3 runs after that second one was recorded.
That's when really the only blemishes started on TJ Coates. His line is now closed with a season-high 5 innings pitched. Gave up 6 hits, most there in the top of the 5th. 4 runs all in that half frame and 4 strikeouts.
Luigi deflects off the glove of Schmidt, gonna get away, and a run comes in to score. Mark it down as an error for Kent Schmidt, and there's the first miscue on the defensive end for the Commodores, and another run comes in to score with 2 outs in the inning.
After we maybe broadcaster jinxed the Lightning last night, we get a broadcaster jinx on the first error of the game here. Ken Schmidt, not someone who's made too many of those so far this season at first.
A little bit of a tough backhander to his right just a little bit. Luigi made a caught him by surprise just a little bit. He singled to the left side of the infield his first time up. Here's Ray Velasquez. Slider can't catch the outer corner. Local product from Lowell. Was the number 5 prospect coming out of high school in the class of 2023. First 2 seasons at Vanderbilt. Ropes one fouled on the third base side. And 2 RBIs in his first go-around here at Gov Fuller Field back on June 24th. And a 5-2 victory for the Harborhawks. Runner takes off. It's a called strike. Throw down to second. Not in time. Though it looked like it was going to be there, but Schmidt did not get the tag on the helmet of Luigi.
The second base bag came dislodged on the play as well. Still on base there for Hyannis. Feels like manager Mitch Carricker and the Harborhawks are testing the catcher Bear Harrison any chance they get.
Feeling good despite being caught stealing back in the first. They test that arm once again. The throw is there. Just missing the tag though, Schmidt. Another runner in scoring position. 2-2 count with 2 outs. Pitch. Slider off the end of the bat. Popped up first base side. Schmidt calls everyone off, and he makes the play for out number 3. So after he makes that error for the run to score, he ends things in the top of the 6th. Harborhawks get 1 more cross. It's 5-4 Hyannis as we go to the home half of the frame. We'll be right back after this on Cape League TV.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store, located at 147 T-Ticket Highway, and try a slice today.
Here at the Mass State Lottery, we know there's no bigger win than the $1 billion we provide each year to support all 351 cities and towns in Massachusetts. Now that's how we all win. The Mass State Lottery. Welcome to the state of winning.
On behalf of the Cape Cod Baseball League, we would like to thank the following league partners for their continued support: 99 Restaurants, Badger Sports, the Baldwin Group, Bluebird Dennisport, Bridgewater State University, Cape Destinations. And of course, thank you to Major League Baseball for over 50 years of support.
Hi, I'm Landon Moran, first baseman outfielder from Stetson University, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Mitch Carricker going to the bullpen for the first time tonight as we are about to begin the bottom of the 6th. Harborhawks in front of the Commodores 5-1. It's Hunter Dietz who gets the baseball. The rising redshirt sophomore from Arkansas, a large looming figure at 6'6", 235 pounds. Just his 3rd appearance on the Cape so far this season, and it has been ugly. Just 3 innings pitched, 7 earned runs. And that's why that ERA is pretty inflated. But a phenomenal showing on the bump for Richie Roman, who just allows 1 run in 5 innings of work, 2 hits, 6 strikeouts to his name. Carl Schmidt to lead things off. It's 1-2-3 due up for the Commodores. And for Dietz coming off a redshirt freshman year where it was an interesting one for him. He was preparing to make his season debut, but an injury sidelined him from a year. That was even earlier in the year when he was warming up for a game ride. A resistant band came loose, struck him above his eye, and he needed 10 stitches according to his father. He meets Carl Schmidt to start his outing. It's taken upstairs for ball 1. Carl Schmidt has been very impressive over these last couple of games. Has done so at every position, has been a staple in that leadoff spot.
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to talk with Commodores field manager Jared Saltamakia this past Monday. We talked about Schmidt. He called him the ultimate player, both his positional versatility and ability to hit to all parts of the field.
And his athleticism is also off the charts. And you can really tell he is settled in since a little bit of a slow start in the first week of the season. It was really the case with every single player, but Schmidt in particular only had a couple hits.
Look at this Cal team in Berkeley this next spring.
Ropes one into left field. That's what he does best. A leadoff single for Carl Schmidt. And just hit number 3 for the Commodores.
Schmidt's a guy, again, who played a lot of outfield for the Golden Bears. Now gets his first hit, as you said. And all of a sudden wants to play some more infield. Was thinking third base coming in. We talked to him preseason when he said third base. All of a sudden, the Golden Bears have an opening at second base after Jaron Avincula transfers from Cal to Georgia Tech. Schmidt gets a start at second base today. Could be a spot they use him there in the ACC.
Yeah, that's a massive void in the lineup to fill. Avincula hit just over 300 this past season. For him to take his talents to Georgia Tech, already part of a loaded lineup.
Second year Katua Ketelaere, who led the Cape after his freshman season at Cal. His first season with Katuitt, a league-high 363 average.
He's putting up ridiculous numbers this year as well. He's top 5 in about every offensive category. Even had that walk-off against Falmouth a couple of nights ago over at Lowell Park. Here is Antonio Morales. He's 0 for 2. Called strike. Good speed at first for Schmidt. 4 stolen bases on the summer. Has come around to score 5 times in his last 3 games. Morales skies it into left field. A long run for Sawyer Black into foul territory. Can't get there. Kneeling from Antonio Morales before yesterday's game. He knew the struggles were there. He was 0 for 13 entering yesterday. But he said it just as simple as hitting the reset button, coming back down to earth. Did not play on Sunday against Chatham, but he ran for Schmidt in the 9th last night. Check over at first.
I think you look at the 2 Commodores batters on the field right now. Carl Schmidt at first base and Antonio Morales in the left-handed box. 2 guys who aren't draft eligible as position players, could be here the whole season. No real innings limits. So you're going to have those struggles. A 40-game season is still long enough to have the ups and downs.
And you only play about 50, 60 games if you get into the NCAA tournament in your regular season, but to jam so many into a short period of time this summer, that can be tough to do. These guys aren't used to playing almost every single day. 2-2 count to number 2. Nobody gone with a runner on first and Carl Schmidt. Catcher set up outside. They go that way, but Morales spoils it.
Fans, please stay off the gravel. Thank you.
Morales digs back in. One of the better guys getting on base so far this season, over 41% of the time. Check swing. He did not go around. That is a tough spot for Jeff Merzel to really ring anyone up. Just in front of that second base bag. So Morales stays alive. Full count. Also great in the walks category as well with 11. Payoff pitch. Pops it into center field. Easy play for Federico. Really doesn't have to move a muscle. And there's one out.
The shortstop from USC, number 18, Adrian Lopez.
So the leadoff single given up by Dietz and forces the flyout to Morales. Third time around for Adrian Lopez. Who celebrated that 21st earlier this week. Did so going to the Sox game with his dad, as both his parents in town from California. Breaking ball in the dirt, and Schmidt easily takes second as that one gets away from Lawless.
Lopez, another guy expected to potentially go home to California, or at least have that Major League Baseball draft on alert. You mentioned that 21st on Monday, so he's now eligible. The draft comes this Sunday and Monday.
Runner in scoring position at second. Commodores still trailing by 4. Lopez shoots one into the right center gap. That one is down. It is going to roll into that gap, and it is an RBI as Lopez gets up to second sliding with the RBI double. Commodores back to a 3-run game. Falmouth trails 5-2 in the bottom of the 6th.
Really good piece of hitting. Again, going the opposite way for the USC Trojan, Adrian Lopez. About 102 miles an hour off the bat. The righty sends it into right center field. Deserved handshake there with first base coach Quinn Schomburg as Falmouth cuts into this Hyannis lead.
Definitely got the pitch he was looking for. As now future teammates meet up. Micah New and Hunter Dietz called strike. New, a recent addition to the Razorbacks. Put his name in the portal about the middle part of this season. I'd say more so a couple of games ago, and people have been waiting for that decision of what New would do. Is draft eligible. Does have the option to go to Arkansas, though. I think, too, when we bring up the power numbers, those are definitely there with the 7 home runs, but the hitting for average as well is definitely improved. He's up to top 3 in the league at 360. He goes down here on 3 pitches, fooled on the changeup, and a rare 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts for Micah New.
The first baseman from Georgia Tech, number 10, Kent Schmidt.
Two gone for Kent Schmidt. With Carl Schmidt at second base. Kent walking his first time. I should say last time up in the 5th. Commodores looking to crawl back in this ball game. They gave up a 4 spot in the top of the 5th. Big 3-run home run by Sawyer Black. After the offense really struggling for both sides of the first 4 frames. 2-0 count to Schmidt. Right side of the infield playing back for the Harbor Hawks. Definitely some pull power from Schmidt.
Not as extreme as the shift that we saw a couple opposing teams pull on the lefty Schmidt about the first week and a half of the season. Certainly Hyannis expecting it to the right side.
Lofted into left field. Couple of steps back for Black, and he makes the play. That is out number 3. So after the RBI double by Lopez, no further damage for the Commodores. Hyannis leads 5-2 as we go to the final third of this ball game on Cape League TV. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Hi, I'm Coleman Mizell, outfielder from Alabama, and you're watching Commodores baseball on Cape TV.
2/3 through this ball game here at Guff Fuller Field. Let's take a look at how we got to this point in the ball game with the Harbor Hawks in front 5-2. Really, the only damage in this ball game, Ryan, has been that 3-run home run by Sawyer Black. Pitching has been solid from both sides, both really controlled in the first 4 innings, but that being the big blow in this one to kind of decide it.
You take a look at the scoreboard right now, Andrew. Those are the only 2 extra base hits that either team has mustered across 10 combined hits. This is probably the best pitching matchup we've seen so far in the month of July. It's reminiscent of the early season pitching duels that we saw with hitters still getting used to the wooden bats across the first 5 or 6 games of the season.
Still the same pitcher for the Commodores in Jaden Waiwoda. Rising senior from Holy Cross, his first appearance on Cape Cod. 7-8-9 due up, starting with Charlie Bates. A rising sophomore from Stanford. He is a Stanford guy through and through. Grew up in Palo Alto, went to Palo Alto High School. He was even born in a Stanford hospital.
But not where his family lineage of schools lie.
No, his grandfather played football at Cal. Cannot imagine how Thanksgiving at the Bates household goes over. 2-0. 3 balls, no strikes. Of course, that most famous part of that rivalry. The band is on the field. The band is on the field. One of the better sports moments in all of college football. 4-pitch walk for Bates to start off things in the 7th.
All of a sudden, those teams, just a couple of ACC rivals now, thanks to conference realignment recently.
Attention fans in the right field, can you please get off the playing surface? Thank you. Can all feet and personal items please be removed from the right field? Thank you.
They can't, they're standing right there and they can't. Guys, we're waiting for you.
Leadoff walk for Charlie Bates. Hayden Federico digs in. Third time around for Hayden Federico, the rising sophomore from Ole Miss. Check over at first. Bates back in safely.
Just extend the right field line. Oh my God, there's more people over there now.
Runner takes off, hit and run, slapped out to left field. Salinas on the move, a sliding grab. That'll make your mark in your first game as a Commodore. It's a nice play for out number 1.
Just going to say, welcome to the awkward gravel road and left field line to Tristan Salinas. Gets a thumbs up for his pitcher, Jaden Waiwoda. Nice slide and grab there from Salinas.
Hey, how about another one? Go, Sawyer.
One gone after the leadoff walk by Charlie Bates. 9 spot for Sawyer Black. Another look over that way by Waiwoda. Black in just his 4th game on Cape Cod. Didn't have a home run, didn't have an RBI entering tonight. That changed. Up and down freshman year, if you will, where he suffered a handmade bone injury in early April, missed about 26 games. That injury is the same one that Mike Trout had, Ryan, back in 2023. Skies into left. Easy play this time for Salinas, no dive needed. And that's out number 2. It's a very common injury for baseball players, makes that swing just a little bit different. And then in his first game back, though, in the middle of May, he had a solo home run against Florida State. Said it was so great to be back in the lineup and make that kind of impact for a Tar Heels team that went pretty deep into the NCAA tournament.
I was going to say, not to joke about any kind of injury. Get the comeback from the hand injury. You mentioned the change in the swing. Seemed to work in the 5th inning with a 3-run homer.
Definitely did. Back to the top of the lineup for the 4th time for Jason Walk. 0 for 3, a pair of groundouts. Quickly down 0-2. Rising junior from Oklahoma. 58 starts in the outfield this past year for the Sooners. And a red hot start to the season with a 12-game on-base streak, which was the longest of the season. Runner takes off, popped up left side of the infield. Osterhaus into the outfield grass, and he makes the grab for out number 3. Time to stretch here at Gov Fuller Field. The Commodores down by 3, looking for a little bit of magic. We'll keep things here from the Gov, and it is time for another rendition in the bottom of the 7th of America the Beautiful. Stay with us.
Fans, please welcome back Arden Anderson to sing America the Beautiful, written originally by Catherine Lee Bates of Falmouth, Massachusetts. Whenever you're ready, Arden.
Oh, beautiful for spacious skies, amber waves of grain, for purple mountain majesties above the fruited plain. America, America, God shed his grace on thee and crown thy good with brotherhood from sea to shining sea.
Thank you, Arden. That was truly beautiful. Thank you.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
I'm Michael Gillen, right-handed pitcher from Clemson, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Cape League All-Stars will shine once again on July 19th at Red Wilson Field in Yarmouth for the 2025 Cape Cod Baseball League All-Star Game. Don't miss any of the action. A packed day full of All-Star festivities. Buy your tickets today at CapeCodBaseballStore.org. That one is creeping up pretty quick, Ryan. Next Saturday out at YD.
It's going to be a great game, a great event that was held for the first time in over 2 decades at Gulf Field last season. Exciting one to be on hand for. What a walk-off in that game as well. You asked me which team walked it off. That's going to be a curveball. I think it was the West Division, if I can remember right.
It was a fun-filled day, and the nice food trucks from the surrounding areas behind the outfield. Commodores looking to put on an all-star performance here in the bottom of the 7th. Ryan Zuckerman flares one out to right, drops in foul territory. Commodores trailing 5-2 in the bottom of the 7th. Another inning on the job for Hunter Dietz. Into his second inning of work after replacing Roman Ritchie. Dietz is 0-1. Taken outside. 1 ball, 1 strike to Ryan Zuckerman. One of the newer additions for Falmouth. Came into town on Friday. He's got hits in 2 of the 3 contests. Nice looking breaking ball from Dietz. Zuckerman, very highly touted out of high school, was the #1 shortstop. Top 20 player in the state of Pennsylvania. Decided to stay home for 2 seasons in Pittsburgh.
Look at a guy like Zuckerman, doesn't really look like a shortstop. 6'4", 6'4.5", 215.
He's made a nice home over there at third base this past year for the Panthers. 2-2, takes it, and it's a tough take just below the knees. Looking to incite a little bit of this offense. That just has 4 hits through 6 innings. Swing and a miss. Second strikeout for Hunter Dietz to open the bottom of the 7th.
Number 27, Bear Harrison.
Down to the final third of this Commodores lineup. Bear Harrison digs in. He is 0 for 2. Rising junior from Texas A&M, freshman season at St. Mary's. Another California guy making his way across the country. Made his high school at De La Salle.
Not the only Harrison going from California to Massachusetts either. One of the more interesting stories with his older brother Kyle, San Francisco Giants organization was part of the Rafael Devers trade.
And that was a nice little shocker to get here right at the ballpark when that happened.
I think that was genuinely one of the more fun conversations I've had in interviews so far. I was just talking to Bear about, all of a sudden, he hasn't seen his older brother Kyle in a year. Now he's about 45 minutes up the road in Worcester, Mass right now.
That is something nice to have as the two out here for the summer, and maybe the older brother here out a little bit longer.
There we go.
Bear got that nickname from climbing trees at his brother's games growing up. 3-1 on the ground to the left side. Deflected off the glove of Velasquez. Trickles into the outfield. Harrison thinking about 2, but he'll pull up the brakes. Going at it as an error against Ray Velasquez.
First mistake in the field that we've seen from Hyannis. Mentioned a team that's played poorly defensively when compared to the rest of the Cape League so far this season. That mistake puts Harrison on first now with one gone.
That is error number 27 for the Harbor Hawks. Came in tonight as the team with the worst fielding percentage. Here's the 8-hitter in Tristan Salinas, who just made that nice defensive play in the last half inning. A sliding effort into foul territory. Slaps it the other way, and that drops in to left center. Station to station for the Commodores. First hit in a Falmouth uniform for Tristan Salinas. Runners at first and second.
Nice piece to go the other way with Salinas. Guy got some action in batting practice yesterday at Harwich. Didn't even have the Commodores batting practice shirt or jersey or anything yesterday. He was spraying it all over the park in that round at White House Field. Now gets his first hit as a Commodore.
He looked like a mystery man out there. No identity, no idea who he was.
It looked exactly like every other Commodores team player, except there was no number on the back. He was wearing black jersey, black leggings, and black shorts.
It's been an outfit the Commodores have gone to a couple times this season where they don't wear their traditional, their road jerseys, I should say. They've won the black batting practice tops. Worked out last night in the victory. Osterhaus tags one out to left field. This one is also down. Harrison gets the stop sign from third. The bases are now loaded for Falmouth, their best chance to mount a comeback in this ball game.
Yeah, even with the big catcher, Bear Harrison rounding third, like the stop sign thrown up by third base coach Jack O'Reilly. Got the shallow left field in front of the left fielder Sawyer Black. Didn't think there was any real chance that Harrison was able to go home. Now, quick conversation at the mound with Dietz. Shouldn't be a pitching change. It's not Carricker coming out.
Quick meeting here between the Hyannis infield. Bases loaded in the bottom of the 7th. There is just one gone. How about all three of the bottom third of the order reaching? After that strikeout from Zuckerman, then the E5 by Harrison. Salinas then singled the other way, and Osterhaus also the same. So the meeting on the mound is over. Back to the top of the lineup for the Doors, who now have their 6th hit of the night. That ties the Harbor Hawks. This is where the Harbor Hawks have been very good, though. Most shutouts, I should say, most strikeouts as a staff north of 200.
Only other team with 200 or more strikeouts on Cape Cod this season is the Falmouth Commodores.
On the offensive end, though, Commodores were first to 100 runs this season. Gets away from Lawless. Harrison comes in to score on the wild pitch. Commodores right back in it. It's a 2-run ball game with a potential tying run at second base.
Another unforced error. Two Harbor Hawks pitchers, 2 wild pitches to score a run between Roman and Dietz.
There was also plenty of that last night for the Harbor Hawks, who gave up a lot of free 90s. Good take from Schmidt. 2 balls, 1 strike. He is 1 for 3. Has been an RBI machine as of late. 6 in his last 3 games. And coming after just 2 in the first 17 contests. Mentioned that a little bit earlier, really starting to find his form. Even that 3-hit performance last night. Breaking ball, a called strike 3. Schmidt completely frozen on the breaking ball. 3rd K out of the bullpen for Hunter Dietz. It's a big one.
First strikeout looking either. Thrown by Dietz. Slows down the change up to 78 miles an hour. That just goes outside and Schmidt waves at it.
Last chance in the frame comes for Antonio Morales. Takes a fastball above the zone. not really known for his ability to drive guys in, especially when you come from a spot that is either 1 or 2 in the lineup. Morales has just 4 this summer. He's 0 for 3 as well. Salinas at third, Osterhaus at second. Both outs coming via the strikeout for Dietz in this frame. Winner of this game gets first place in the West Division. 2-0.
It's a spot that Hyannis is familiar to, Falmouth is not. Harborhawks won the West last year under then first-year manager Mitch Carricker. Meanwhile, the Commodores haven't been in first place or tied for first in the West in the last 2 seasons.
It's been a long time for a Commodores team that did not make the playoffs last season. Still also looking for that first elusive championship since 1980, as it is the longest drought on Cape Cod. Haters count for Morales. That one gets away, and the run's going to score. It's also ball 4 for Morales, but Salinas comes in on the pass ball. It is a 1-run game, as that ball has gotten by Lawless a couple times now.
Starting to think, is there something in the Gatorade or the water down the visiting dugout here at Gov Fuller Field? Opposition last couple games has made a lot of unforced errors, and now it's coming to fruition, really emphasized by the Harborhawks here in the bottom of the 7th.
Commodores will take it either way, as Mitch Carricker comes onto the bump, replaces Hunter Dietz, and will bring on a right-hander, as it is now just a 1-run ball game here at Gov Fuller Field. The potential tying run just 90 feet away. We'll be right back after this short break on Cape League TV.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
I'm Michael Gillen, right-handed pitcher from Clemson, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Carricker makes his second call to the bullpen for the Harborhawks. It is the rising sophomore from Oregon State, Zach Edwards, who comes on to try to keep this at a 1-run lead for Hyannis. His 3rd appearance of the season after a pretty solid year at Oregon State with the Beavers. 16 games, all in relief, 22 strikeouts in over 18 innings, including going 2 scoreless against Coastal Carolina in the College World Series.
His teammates with current Falmouth Commodore pitcher Leif Palmer just announced his transfer from Corvallis to Cal Poly. Edwards, Palmer were part of that very talented Oregon State bullpen last season, and now Edwards comes into a position with the Commodores really providing some offense for the first time all night.
2 runs across so far in the 7th. It is a 1-run game. Hyannis 5, Falmouth 4. Osterhaus at 3rd, Morales at 1st. As here comes Adrian Lopez to try to tie things up. Already has an RBI in this one. Came with a double last inning. Kind of that jolt of energy to get Falmouth back in it, being that 2nd run coming across. And now just about half an hour later, he's got a chance to tie it. Lopez with just 5 RBIs so far through 14 games. Morales takes off, goes after the first one. Bates fields it. No, he doesn't. He didn't see it the way through. Osterhausen to score on the E6 by Bates, and we are all tied up.
I don't know if it was Morales who took off to second in the corner of Bates' eye. But yeah, it just dies in the dirt, and Bates wasn't ready for it. Extends the bottom of the 7th and puts a run across.
A massive turn of events, which should have been an inning-ending ground out. Instead, it's an E6 against Bates, and we are all tied. Morales at second, Lopez at first. Mike Anu with a chance to avenge himself. 0 for 3, 3 strikeouts. He doesn't do that a whole lot. I have these 0 for games. At least 3 hits in each of the last 3 games. New to the right side. This one corralled by Luigi, and he makes the play for out number 3. But the Commodores put up a 3 spot in the bottom of the 7th, and we are all tied up as we go to the top of the 8th. Tied at 5 apiece. We'll be right back on Cape League TV.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just one click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store, located at 147 T-Ticket Highway, and try a slice today.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
I'm Trevor Baumler, right-handed pitcher from TCU, and you're watching Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
A couple of big miscues by the Harborhawks. Has this a ball game once again? The Commodores and Harborhawks tied up at 5 apiece as we are through 7. Take a look, though, at the road ahead for the Commodores. The off day on Monday before that victory last night at Harwich. We take a look at the next couple of games for the Commodores. You hit the road on Friday. Got that extra day off on Monday as well. All-Star game coming up at the end of next week. With some big divisional games in the mix there, Ryan. With Bourne and Hyannis. Also Katuitt on Friday.
You notice the 4 days out of the next 10 days, Commodores will not be playing a game when you include for that All-Star break. A couple of trips on the road. This will be a big stretch for Falmouth. Now, again, the back half of the regular season in game 21 of 40 today. Got to start stacking wins just as the Commodores have been doing to this point.
Ryan McKay leads things off for the Harborhawks. Swings the first one, punches it out of play. Jaden Waiwoda back out there for a 3rd inning on the job. His first appearance on Cape Cod. 2 walks in 2 innings so far. 1 run allowed, but it was not earned. After the E3 by Schmidt in the 6th. Skied out to deep right field. Morales racing back to the track, right at the wall, and makes the play. Hat comes off in the process. A loud leadoff out for Ryan McKay.
Probably some of the best contact we've seen for the Harborhawks off of Waiwoda. Takes Morales all the way back to the track, nearing the right field foul pole. But Morales also in right field has had one of the best gloves this season for Falmouth. That one he makes look routine.
He had that beautiful diving catch just a couple of nights ago. It was funny after that game, saying he hasn't played a whole lot of right field. It hasn't really looked like it this summer. One gone for Gabe Camacho. Time called at home plate.
Attention fans, please stay off the gravel warning tracks. Thank you. This is an official warning.
Camacho laces one into center field in front of New. That ball was smoked off the bat at 100 miles per hour.
From Tennessee, the catcher, number 44, still on the wall.
He's heading there for Camacho for his first hit on the day. 7th as a team for Hyannis. Starting to get to Iwoda with more consistency.
That breaks the evenness on the scoreboard, but it was tied 5-5, same amount of hits, just the one extra error for the Harbor Hawks. Slider just outside to Stone Lawless. 1 for 3 single in the 5th. Didn't get a lot of playing time this past season with the Volunteers. Just a 143 average in 7 league games. Jammed on this one, pops it up out of play. Redshirted his true freshman season. Had the chance to stay home in Alabama with Auburn, but decides to go to an SEC rival at Tennessee.
Not enough people are talking about he's got better OPS than Aaron Judge.
Camacho at first after the 1-out single. 3 spot in the bottom of the 7th for the Commodores to get right back in this. Lawless swing and a miss. Good pitch on the inside by Woboda. Made a pretty big jump from sophomore year to junior year this past year. And north of a 5 ERA, just 13 total appearances, then he finds himself as the pitcher of the year in the Patriot League. With 16 starts, he was an every weekend guy for them on Friday. Full count to Lawless. Here it is. Lawless stays put on it and belts it into left field. Back-to-back base hits for the Harbor Hawks, who are starting to find their rhythm against Waiwata just a little bit. And Jared Saltamacchia, first-year manager for the Commodores, is going to make the move to the bullpen. Cape Cod debut of Waiwata has come to a close. We'll see the lefty arm on for the Commodores coming up after this short break. All tied at 5 apiece in the top of the 8th.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
Hi, my name is Matt Burgess, General Manager here at Falmouth Country Club. We have a unique 27-hole public golf course with a beautiful layout that is family-oriented. Kids play free here at Falmouth Country Club. Getting on the course is quick and easy with our app. You can book tee times, get yardages with GPS, use our interactive scorecard, track your stats, and receive exclusive in-app offers. Falmouth Country Club is a true Cape Cod classic and a local family favorite.
See you on the course.
Hi, I'm Landon Moran, first baseman outfielder from Stetson University, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Harbor Hawks with a chance to take the lead once more here in the top of the 8th. Jared Saltamakia makes another move to the bullpen. It's the rising senior from Wake Forest, Zach Johnson, who gets the baseball. He has been one of those guys that comes into a game. This is his 6th appearance. Comes in, gets you 1 and 2 outs, and he's back on his way to the dugout. That's kind of the situation here, which is 3 2/3 innings pitched and just 69 total pitches. You don't see that a whole lot when you've had 5 appearances, but that is now the 2nd most on the team. He inherits runners at 1st and 2nd.
Brings up the second baseman, number 12, Jeff Luigi.
For Johnson, it's about as small of a sample size as you can get through 5 appearances. Again, you mentioned 3 2/3 innings. Hasn't given up an earned run yet, though.
Jeff, we need you here.
First to face him is Jeff Luging, the rising sophomore from Duke. Starts him off with a fastball for a called strike. Just 8 games in the freshman campaign for Luging. Just 2 starts as well, which is one of them coming in conference play. Down 0-2 in the count. As you get the handedness matchup advantage here, if you're Jared Saltamakia. 0-2, swing and a miss. Took him outside with a slider and a big second out. That's what Zach Johnson does out of the bullpen. He's got one more standing in his way. It's Ray Velasquez.
Mention how quick Johnson's appearances can be. Devin Sheeran already into the bullpen for the Commodores. Potentially this is a quick usage situation from Saltamakia, pitching coach Todd Carroll, for Johnson to get Falmouth out of this jam. Try to strand both runners for Hyannis here in the 8th. And then all of a sudden you go to Sheeran to close things out.
He has been that flamethrower out of the pen as well. Another good spot from Johnson. 1 ball, 1 strike. Velasquez 0 for 3 in this one. Flew out into a double play in the 2nd. Kind of a wonky play where Luigi got caught, trying to get back to 1st. Johnson a check at 2nd. Fires in another strike.
Come on, Ray. We got 23.
Velasquez 2 RBIs in his first appearance here at Gov Fuller Field. Chance to take the lead on the top of the 8th once more. 1-2. Inside, he has to duck out of the way. Five, 6, 7 due up next inning for the Commodores. Is Johnson looking to keep this thing tied? 2-2. Swing and a miss. A huge 2 pair of Ks for Zach Johnson out of the bullpen to leave runners at 1st and 2nd. Home half of the 8th coming up. Still tied at 5 between the Harbor Hawks and the Commodores on Cape League TV.
Hi, I'm Jim Murray, owner of Falmouth's historic Clam Shack, now Jim's Clam Shack. Located on scenic Falmouth Harbor, Jim's Clam Shack is a destination for the best seafood and sunsets on the Cape. We're open 7 days a week, so stop by for lunch or join us for dinner on the rooftop deck. Bring the entire family to try our wide selection of seafood and kid-friendly options. We deliver the freshest products to your plates daily. Jim's Clam Shack, proud supporter of the Falmouth Commodores.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
I'm Adrian Lopez. I'm an infielder from the University of Southern California, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Commodores fans, join us tomorrow night, July 10th, to meet the coaches, presented by the Cooperative Bank of Cape Cod. Get to know new field manager Jared Saltomakia and the rest of the coaching staff at this can't-miss event. Head to falmouthcommodores.com for more information. That event gets started at 5:30 tomorrow at St. Barnabas Church. That should be a lot of fun. We'll have plenty of kids' games as well. You can meet a couple of players as well for the Commodores. We will be live as well, Ryan, for a period of time, giving you the latest updates on the Falmouth Commodores. We'll be joined by a couple players, maybe Coach Saltomakia as well. So it should be a lot of fun. Make sure you get there nice and early at 5:30. Bottom 8 tied at 5, with Kent Schmidt starting things off.
It'll be a really good time at St. Barnabas. Like I mentioned, we'll be live there at the presentations and a chance to meet a World Series champion in Jared Saltomakia.
Zach Edwards still out there for, from Oregon State for Hyannis. Check swing from Schmidt. Home plate umpire Anthony Letizio says he went around. Commodores trailed 5-2 as we started the bottom of the 7th. Scraped across 3. Swing and a miss from Schmidt for out number 1.
Beautiful curveball from Edwards, just 84 miles an hour. Ducked into the zone very late, and Schmidt was just behind on it.
I think the funny thing, too, about that last inning, Ryan, was none of those runs had any RBIs to go along with them. They were all miscues by the Harbor Hawks.
And you mentioned the pair of errors, the wild pitch, the 2 pass balls. Must be the great Gov Fuller Field home crowd we have here that's making opposition these last couple of games just not play like the Cape League defenses should be playing, as we see.
Oh, 0-2 to Ryan Zuckerman, who's already had 2 strikeouts in this one. Make it number 3. 2 up, 2 gone for Edwards in the bottom of the 8th.
And not entirely surprising, that strikeout number 11 for the Commodores on the day. Make it 215 strikeouts as a team Hyannis has now, the most on Cape Cod.
Last chance in the frame for Falmouth. Harrison reached on an E5 in the 7th. He eventually came around to score. That first one in that 3-run frame. Harrison belts one into left center field, down for a base hit. 2-out single for Baer. His first hit of the game.
Two-out damage that both of these teams have done a couple times today. More specifically, Hyannis, 4 of the 5 runs have been scored with 2 gone in an inning.
Check over at first for Harrison. Big spot already for the newest Commodore and Tristan Salinas. Singled back in the 7th. And a nice defensive play a little bit early on as well. Really getting that second chance here on Cape Cod. Or stint, if you will, with Orleans, hitting just 133 in 8 games. But really trying to prove himself as he makes that way up to Division I after a season at D2 in North Greenville.
Gotta commend Salinas. I think if you want to make that jump up to D1 baseball, this is the exact place you want to be before doing so. You can't get you'd be hard-pressed to find anywhere with a better introduction to when D1 baseball has than right here on Cape Cod.
Definitely a little bit of a tough adjustment as well. I mean, we rarely see a group of 5 guys here. It's very heavily dominated by those Power 4 schools, but even to have a D2 guy here on Cape Cod, that makes that motivation just a little bit sweeter. And the count, 3 balls and 1 strike.
Now making his move from North Greenville over to Rutgers. Underratedly good Big Ten conference. I might say biasly as a Maryland Terp myself. Rutgers could be building something special there, though, their baseball program.
Looking to improve on just 4 teams into the NCAA tournament this past year. Outside for ball 4. So Salinas does his job, gets on once more. Justin Osterhaus digs in.
Number 7, Justin Osterhaus.
Bottom third of this lineup doing some damage for the Commodores. All 3 got on and scored last inning. Can that be the case here once again? Mentioned last half inning, the hard-throwing Devin Shearing warming up in the Commodores bullpen. Called strike on the outer third to Osterhaus. Edwards set of the belt is 0-1. Outside.
Here you go, as you just mentioned. A couple batters ago, Devin Sheeran could be the guy for the 9th. Talk about a Falmouth pitcher who's looking to bounce back from a couple appearances he wants back as of recently.
1 ball, 2 strikes to Osterhaus. Edwards looking for that punch out. First 2 outs of this inning recorded by the strikeout. These 2 teams played some long games last night. Both over 4.5 hours after some long lightning delays. 1-2 outside.
Maybe seeing that a little bit with the miscues by both teams. 2 errors for Hyannis, and he had on the pass balls and wild pitches from their staff. 1 error on the day for Falmouth. Again, second game in a 17, 18-hour span for both. They're obviously used to that, though, playing collegiately.
That's a tough stretch on a back-to-back. Count runs full against Osterhaus. Runners will take off on the pitch.
Let's go.
Here it is. Foul tipped into the mitt for strike 3. Somehow, someway, Stone Lawless hangs on for out number 3, all thanks to the strikeout in this inning by Zach Edwards. We go to the top of the 9th, all tied up at 5 apiece. We'll be right back after this.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store, located at 147 T-Ticket Highway, and try a slice today.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
I'm Ben Royo, shortstop from Texas A&M, and you're watching Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
of on a beautiful night here in Falmouth. All tied up at 5 between the Harbor Hawks and the Commodores. Winner of this ball game gets first place in the West Division. Plenty of smiles in the dugout from Max Stifler. Watching on Zach Johnson. Try to keep this a tie ball game for his home half of the ninth. 7, 8, 9 due up for the Harbor Hawks, starting with Charlie Bates. It was interesting too, Ryan. We talked about this in the last inning for the Commodores when they were in the field. Zach Johnson's a guy that usually doesn't extend past an inning of work. It's usually 1, 2 outs, he's out of the ball game, but he stays in. Swing and a miss to Bates. I mean, really feel like there's no reason to take him out. He comes on to the bullpen and sits down the first 2 he sees thanks to the strikeout.
Got to think, if you're a competitor as a pitcher, you never want to be taken out of a game.
Of course not.
Especially with little reason as there would be there to take out Johnston.
Bates skies one into center field. A tough run from New, dunks in front of him. It's the second base hit for Charlie Bates. Leadoff man on for Hyannis. It was the 7, 8, 9 bottom of the order that did the damage for the Commodores in the 7th, and Bates, the 7th hitter, leading things off. Does so with the single. Hayden Federico, the rising sophomore from Ole Miss. Squares the bunt, pulls it back. He is known for these big spots. It was in early March against a team that made it to the College World Series in Murray State. He had the walk-off RBI single in the 10th. Of course, this not being a walk-off spot, but looking to keep the line moving.
To your point, we've seen a couple teams come into the Gov so far this year and really put together impressive top of the 9th innings to separate themselves from Falmouth. Think about what Brewster did during the season opener as part of that 6-3 win. 4 runs in the top of the 9th, and that win for the Whitecaps. Now Falmouth to silence the Hyannis bats, then potentially get its first walk-off of the season.
Above the zone for ball 4. And after Federico squares a couple times, it's a 4-pitch walk. A reminder that this broadcast is a copyrighted production of the Cape Cod Baseball League. Any unauthorized duplication, retransmission, or other use is strictly prohibited. Runners at first and second. Nobody gone top 9. Quick conversation between Mitch Carricker and his dugout. Yeah, it's usually the case here about what the game plan will be. Just assuming of what Federico just did, they're going to try to play the small ball game to their advantage.
Who's going to hit? We got a pinch hitter.
See a couple of guys trading out some helmets, maybe some bats as well. Maybe we'll get a pinch hitter or a pinch runner.
Schaffner.
It is going to be a pinch hitter for Sawyer Black. Jake Schaffner, the rising junior from North Carolina, grabs a bat. The transfer from North Dakota State. 2 seasons with the Bison.
Let's go, Jake. You say hit.
Just his 10th appearance of the season. How about the call here to replace Sawyer Black, who had that 3-run home run?
Part of 1 for 3 line for Black. Had a strikeout in the flat to left.
Schaffner was 1 for 4 last night in the loss. Pickoff move nearly gets away from Lopez. Schaffner transferring to Chapel Hill. He was phenomenal in his 2 seasons with North Dakota State. First Summit League first team in both years. He squares the bunt, can't get this one down. He even was in conversations for the Brooks Wallace Award for the best shortstop in the country. You don't get a lot of that recognition from the Summit League, but he did so, and then making that massive jump up to the ACC. Corners in for Falmouth. Schaffner gets it down. Fielded by Johnson, he'll go to third. They did not get him. Bates beats it out. And the bases are loaded for the Harbor Hawks. Go down as a fielder's choice for Schaffner.
I think Johnson looked at every bag there, Andrew, figuring out where to throw it to. First looked at first, then thought he could get second, and then got even more greedy and tried to go to third. Just not enough time.
Yeah, that hesitation was just a little bit late as he did check on second. Because as a pitcher, as soon as you pick that up, and there's a bunch of different things going through your head. Just a little bit late on the play to third. Top of the lineup for Jason Walk. Infield in for the Commodores. Nice stop by Harrison. Schultz out of the crouch to make the play. Bottom 3 of the Harbor Hawks lineup getting on. The top of the lineup to try to get things done. Johnson still has not allowed his first earned run on Cape Cod, and he lingers 90 feet away. 3 balls and 1 strike to Jason Walk.
Here we are.
Taken outside for ball 4. Walk walks down to first, and a run comes in to score. The Harbor Hawks back in front 6-5. First earned run for Zach Johnson. Hyannis takes the lead in the ninth. Devin Sheeran coming on for Falmouth. Breaking the action, we'll take one with them. We'll be right back.
You'll always be safe at home with the Diana Lucevero Group at Compass Real Estate.
Introducing Open Cape, the local nonprofit internet service provider in this region. Open Cape's fast and reliable network is 100% fiber optic, providing affordable internet connectivity. To learn more, visit opencape.org and always speak with a live Open Cape representative. Open Cape, providing choice and competition for your home or business and the official internet provider of your Falmouth Commodores.
We are Open Cape.
I'm Michael Gillen, right-handed pitcher from Clemson, and you're watching Commodore Baseball on Cape League TV.
Commodores have already surrendered the go-ahead run to the Harbor Hawks. It's 6-5 Hyannis back here in the top of the ninth. Bases remain loaded with nobody out. Devin Sheeran on to pitch, the hard-throwing rising junior at LSU. This being his 6th appearance. The walks really stands out for Sheeran through 8 1/3 innings pitched. Has really been rocked around in these last couple of games.
And you go back to his second most recent appearance a week ago at Bourne. Faces 3 batters at Durham Park, walks all 3, and gets the early pull from manager Jared Saltzlamakia. Just has been the control issues all day for the big right-hander. Now about as high pressure of a situation as the LSU Tiger could come in for to try to correct those errors.
And already some command issues in this inning as well from Zach Johnson. He allows the leadoff single, pair of walks, and Jason Walk goes down to 90 on 5 pitches.
How about how big of a moment that Jared Saltamacchia understands this is? Puts Sheeran in and immediately has the right-hander from West Virginia, Carson Estridge, start to go in the pen.
Infield remains in for the Commodores. Here's Ryan McKay. That fastball comes in for Sheeran about 95, 96 miles per hour. Tore his ACL in the fall. Did not play this past year with the Tigers on their way to their 8th national championship. Sheeran needs to throw a strike.
Yeah!
It's ball 4. Another run comes in. It's Hayden Federico. 2-run Harbor Hawk lead.
Across Johnston and Sheeran. It's 8 balls in the last 9 pitches thrown. Of course, the base is loaded too. It's a good Falmouth defense as well that we've seen. Test these pitchers to put balls in the zone a little more, let the infield make a play.
Line keeps moving for Gabe Camacho. Hawks really haven't even needed to lift the bat off their shoulder. They've just been playing the patient game.
3rd walk this inning.
Fouls it back. So after 6 consecutive balls thrown by Sheeran. Surprised McKay maybe not even just a little bit more patient.
There you go, Gabe. Let's go. Take a good swing on it.
With a chance to really break this game open. 23 hits entering tonight, 1 more onto his total. Here's the heat from Sheeran at 94 against Camacho.
And he was trying to use the off-speed stuff to work around the zone between the 4-pitch walk to McKay and then the first 2 balls to Camacho. Sheeran's a flamethrower. Trust your stuff and let your outfield or infield do something with it.
Camacho stays alive off the end of the bat. Went to that fastball again.
Fly ball does the trick.
Starting to find that timing just a little bit are these Harbor Hawks hitters.
There's been so many free passes on the base pass. You forget there's still no one out in the top of the 9th. Anything in the outfield could score another one from 3rd.
Popped up. Shallow right field. Morales on the run. Schmidt at 2nd makes the grab. The infield fly rule was in effect there. The batter automatically out. But nevertheless, a huge first out for Devin Sheeran.
Here you go, Stone. Maybe a slightly deeper fly ball.
Bases remain loaded with 1 out. Here is Stone Lawless.
Like significantly far, maybe into the outfield.
Just 2 RBIs through 5 games. One of the recent additions to the Harbor Hawks. had a 1 RBI in 7 conference games in the spring. Looking to prove his mark for Tony Vitale on that staff. 1-0, broken bat, flare up the middle. Infield flying once again. And the catch made by Lopez.
It's exactly the contact that Shearer needed to induce, and he did. Credit to the big right-hander. Letting Harbor Hawk batters put the ball in play, but keeping it in the infield. 2 weak contacts to the middle of the infield. And Schmidt and Lopez do the trick respectively.
One more test to pass. And Jeff Luigi already has 2 strikeouts in this one. Into left field, that is through for a base hit. 1 run in his score. Walk right behind him, the throw, cut off. And it's a 2-run single with 2 outs for Jeff Luigi. The Harbor Hawks take a 4-run lead in the top of the 9th.
First multi-RBI hit today for Hyannis. Comes when the insurance was needed just the most for the Harbor Hawks.
Late games.
The 3-run homer for Sawyer Blank, my apologies.
And the late game struggles continue for the Commodores. First and third, 2 outs for Ray Velasquez. 4 spot in the frame for the Harbor Hawks. Striking just like they did in the 5th. Two balls, no strikes. 9th man in the lineup to hit in this frame. Bringing out to Velasquez. Has to dance out of the way. Looks at a strike right down the heart of the plate. McKay at third, Luigi at first. 4 in already for Hyannis in this frame. Hitters count for Velasquez. Broken bat up the middle, fielded by Sheeran on the backhand, looking to find his grip, and he does so for out number 3. But the damage done for the Hawks. 4 crossed in the frame. Commodores going to need a massive comeback. We go to the bottom of the 9th on Cape League TV.
Are you looking for that perfect pregame meal? Supreme Pizza has you covered. Its extensive menu has everything from pies and calzones to salads and subs. And with its online ordering system, delicious food is just 1 click away.
It's an honor to support the Cape Cod Baseball League.
Supreme Pizza is open every day of the week. Order online or stop by their store located at 147 T-Ticket Highway and try a slice today.
Hi, I'm Michael Kasparian, President of the Falmouth Chamber of Commerce. The Chamber is here for the benefit of the whole community. Whether you're a local business or a visitor, Falmouth has endless offerings, from its beautiful beaches and historical sites to its local shopping and eateries. The Chamber bridges the 8 villages, providing visitors with all the tools to make their trip one to remember. Our visitor center is located in downtown Falmouth, just off of Main Street. Come by and meet our team. The Falmouth Chamber of Commerce, your community connection.
I'm Trevor Baumler, right-handed pitcher from TCU, and you're watching Commodores Baseball on Cape League TV.
Ryan Speshuk from Stanford on to close things out. He has been the guy to close out games for the Harbor Hawks this season. 4 saves on his resume in 6 appearances, sub-2 ERA. Just the guy you want to bring in to close the door here on the Commodores. 4 runs in the top of the 9th, for Hyannis. And they did so only with just 2 hits as well. A couple of free passes given up by Johnson and Sheeran.
After the pinch hit appearance as well, with the change made by Hyannis, and we just saw Jake Schaffner get to the dish. Schaffner will take over at shortstop, and then it is going to be Bates who heads over to left field from short. Speciok's collegiate teammate from Stanford there in Bates, a couple Stanford Cardinals.
Well, he'll go against his arch rival, Carl Schmidt from Cal, to lead things off in the 9th. Commodore's going to need a lot of magic in this one. Big story into tonight was a tie for the West Division. The winner would take first place. Harbor Hawks have answered the call when they needed to most.
But this too, we mentioned how Hyannis has 21 points, Falmouth has 21 points in the West. Bourne not too far behind with 19 points. But the matchup between Harwich and Bourne, it was postponed today due to bad weather in Bourne. So all of a sudden, if Falmouth couldn't get out of this inning, plus a Mariners win, it could have been a 2-way tie for second.
Swing and a miss by Schmidt on the slider. Speciok can really make that baseball dance. Got over 20 appearances in the spring with the Cardinal. Schmidt on the ground to the right side. Corralled by Luigi. 1 up, 1 down. Really just need that one guy to kind of give you a chance. Feels like having the top of the lineup here. Definitely a good spot to do that with the first guy gone.
Mentioned the top of the lineup could be the spot to do it. I think the guy you want to do it is Adrian Lopez. Only Commodore with multiple hits so far today. Had the 2 RBI double in the 6th. Lopez is on deck, but would love if Morales can get on for him.
Morales getting on via a walk in the 7th. 3-run score in that frame for the Commodores to tie this thing up. They're getting that mini comeback. All back in one frame, looking to replicate that here, but still need one more than that. Pesciacca, deep breath on the bump. Here's 1-2. Lopez slapped it the other way. Going to be a tough play on the backhand, and Velasquez can't corral it. Goes down as a base hit for Antonio Morales, who gets that started. Try to create a little bit of momentum.
Take a base runner however you can get it now. If you're the Commodores, it does go down as a single, the first of the game for Antonio Morales. Again, we mentioned big day for Adrian Lopez today. Can it continue now in the moment where Falmouth needs him the most?
Only guy in the lineup with multiple hits. As you just mentioned, that 2-run double in the 6th. Give this team a jolt of energy after trailing by 4. Need another one here. Two balls, no strikes to Lopez. Short lead off of first for Morales. Don't really need to risk it over there. Gets away. Reno count in favor of Lopez. Looking to keep the line moving behind him. Takes all the way. Lopez with this 2 for 4, his first multi-hit game since Saturday. He also picked up a double on that one. Hitters count. Swing and a miss. Right through the fastball at 92 from Speciak. No one even holding on Morales at second. Swing and a miss. Speciak battles all the way back from down 3-0 and fires 3 consecutive strikes to retire Lopez for the second out. Last chance for the Commodores. Last time New went 0 for was on Friday, 0 for 4 with a pair of strikeouts. He has really rallied since then. Last 3 games, 10 hits. But another rare 0 for 4 tonight. Commodores down to their last strike. That is the ball game. Harbor Hawks 4 runs in the 9th as the Commodores come up empty-handed in the bottom of the 9th. It's a frustrating one from Gov Fuller Field tonight. Final score, Harbor Hawks 9, Commodores 5. Of course, Ryan, you immediately point to that 9th inning as the biggest difference. It feels like we've said it time and time again. Most important game of the season so far, and just can't get it done.
Yeah, this one stings for Falmouth, especially when you look at where it was a 5-5 game after that 3-run bottom of the 7th for the Commodores. Just a collapse in the top of the 9th inning. This feels like a long way away from when TJ Coates retired the first 12 Hyannis batters in this game. A really great start from the right-hander who's still in the transfer portal. But again, it's just the top of the 9th that is the difference maker here again for Falmouth. You go back to, again, the home opener, in which Falmouth was up by a run, but then a 4-run 9th inning by Brewster equals a 6-4 win for the Whitecaps. This one feels eerily similar to it in game 21 of the season. And again, it could not have come at a worse time as Falmouth now falls to second in the West Division, and Hyannis claims sole possession of first.
I think that one, or I should say this one, a little bit more frustrating, a little bit more heartbreaking as well with the scenario that was on the line tonight. Devin Sheeran and Zach Johnson don't get all the blame for the loss. Commodores offense still stalled a little bit in the early half, but even earlier in the telecast, this was going to, or at least we thought it was going to be, a low-scoring game, just no runs through 4 innings, and then it really picked up. I think Sawyer Black really made a big difference with that 3-run home run as well. But again, feels like kind of an off night for both sides, and the Harbor Hawks escape with a 9-5 victory to take first place in the West Division. Tomorrow night is off for the Commodores. Make sure to join us at St. Barnabas Church. We'll be there at 5:30 for our special Meet the Coaches event. Should be a really fun night in Falmouth, but a heartbreaking one here at the Gov. As your final one more time, the Hyannis Harbor Hawks 9, Falmouth Commodores 5, our entire crew here at Gov Fuller Field. Our producer, Dan Pillow, our director, Kyle Clemmo, our partner, Ryan Martin, also our public address announcer, third member of our crew, Will Rosen, helping out as well. I'm Andrew Del Piana saying so long from the Gov. We'll catch you.